Cause a stampede, no handles, flying like a banshee. They use cheat codes, but we don't cheat though. No cliff notes, homie, we don't need those. Come on, and just take the high road. I'm trying to fly though, wanna touch the sky but still lie low. Never water down even with the hydro. Vaporize the hate so I don't have to keep my eyes low. Hit Oslo, get it in Norway. Cleanse palates with the callous man sorbet. Doorways open up, yup, more cake. Soon enough the sweet turns sour, more court dates. We burn it down though, and just live it up. It sucks ass when they ask about a living trust. I don't have one, cause I don't have shit. And when I do I'm probably gonna just stash it. It takes time for the interest to make sense. It makes sense for the linguist to invest. I've been blessed with a brain and some rhythm. Those hairs too square, I'm the tortoise and I'll win it. No carry-ons, but we carry hope. No politics, but y'all should probably vote. Don't involve me, I live for the stereo. Right side, left side, middle path, adios. No label when you living independent. Rent is too damn high for my pension. Like the lottery, the way it just rubs off. Opposite of Jimmy McMillan, I take the gloves off. Take some cheap shots, fighting for the beatbox. I'm throwing down harder than the dude who beat Brock. I'm more able though, but still murderous. On the beat, at least I'm bleeding the encouragement. Living like a rebel, all intents and purposes. Practically a rapper who's broke but still virtuous. At least I hope so, y'all can be the judge of that. I know you're on a special team, so just run it back.
Welcome in, welcome in. Hello, Toxic and Squatchin. Hello, you two.
Hello.
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 Hi.
I know I was just talking to you like 20 minutes ago. I just
Yeah.
made a discovery.
What? What?
I think I just found one of my old wrestling matches from when I was like 14.
Are you serious?
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen this in like so long, but I just found it.
Bro, can you
It's
send that
fucking
to us?
cool.
Let's
Nice.
watch.
No.
Dang it.
One day.
Damn it.
One day.
Damn it. I was close. I was close. I was close. Anyway. Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. How are you guys? Hello, hello, hello. And yes, Teddy, I did see you uplifting creators. I did see that. I believe you did Mike the Bike, if I remember correctly. Is that your first one? Is that a series that you're going to do? I'm assuming it is. Yeah. Oh, it is.
You know
Okay,
Teddy
cool.
rhymes with titty?
Teddy does rhyme with titty. You are correct. Mm-hmm.
I just thought I'd throw that out there for the
Or
chat.
titty. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, goodness me. Well, hope you guys had a good Monday. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Hold on. I gotta adjust my glasses. They're driving me nuts. Okay. Anyway. Hi, Zero Core. Hey, Gigi. Hey, Teddy. Hey, Nintendo Mail. Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Teddy like titty. Yep. 100%. So yeah, that is outstanding. That is. We're gonna get that trending. So I should be playing Fortnite with you. Well, I can't. I got things to do. I'm sorry. I might be able to sometime this week, though. Hopefully, I don't know. We'll have to see. When I can spend more time figuring out my dang controller and all that, I need to. I know, but anyway.
Yeah.
So how was your guys' weekend?
It was good.
Well,
Good.
it was a weekend, too.
Yeah.
It was pretty
Yeah.
chill.
Yeah. We Saturday at the Ghostbusters thing, it was so much fun. It was really, really cool. We the group, well, the group that we were with and the other group that is associated with them but does like certain events with them sometimes, but not, I think that's how it works, I'm not sure. Between the two theaters on Saturday for each of the showings, they made over $1,000 for the charity. Yeah.
Nice.
It was amazing.
That's
yeah.
a lot of McDonald's.
Well, it's for
Nuggies.
stop. What? Why McDonald's? What are you bringing up McDonald's for? Because Squatchin
I
brought
got
up
McDonald's on the mind. Yeah.
Oh.
Because I had
Yeah,
nuggies.
yeah. Well, I guess.
I
Yeah.
think I might get some during this stream.
But go for it. But yeah, no. Saturday was really fun, and Mr. Huck got to wear his flight suit and all that, and he got to show
Did he
off and
fly?
whatnot. No.
Nice.
No. I wish, but no. But yeah, no. And then yesterday at bowling, we had a great first 3 games. The third game we tied with the first place team. So I wonder how that's gonna go. If we're, I don't know what they're gonna do. They may just split the points between the both of us to, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, anyway, but yeah, so I hope you guys all had a good weekend too. So we are continuing. I don't have any news topics off the top of my head. Do you guys have anything real quick before we get started?
P. Diddy's homes got raided.
Yes.
Good.
And his plane is halfway to fucking Africa right now.
Yeah. Is it really?
Yes.
Oh.
Going off to oh, where is it? Cape Verde? Just off the coast of West Africa?
Is he on the plane?
Ooh.
I don't know.
I gotta look that up. Do you have the story or is it on Twitter?
Shit.
It's on Twitter.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
I'm staying far away from Twitter.
Oh yeah, he doesn't want to look at wrestling wrestling spoilers. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's
All
a
right,
good
hold on.
time for wrestling.
Is he like? Hold on, let me. P Diddy. Let me see what comes up with that. I should have had that prepared, but I didn't think about it. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is the late. Oh, here we go. Oh, that sucks. Okay, hold on. Let me share the screen with you guys. Wait a second. Okay, so this is the latest one. I guess this is from World Star Hip Hop. That was like not even 2 minutes ago, apparently.
What's World Star doing covering this? They're supposed to be doing fights. Did they stop doing that?
No, I think they
Where's
still
my
do.
teenagers fighting? Where's
No, I
where's
think
all the teenage violence?
they still do. At least I think they do. I don't know.
Oh,
So this is from World Star Hip Hop. Breaking: Sean P. Diddy Combs' private jet has departed from the United States amid a sex trafficking investigation. Oh, that's what that is. Involving
Yeah.
raids on his residences by the Department of Homeland Security. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
The aircraft's
oh,
trajectory indicates it is bound for Cape Verde, a country that lacks an extradition treaty with the U.S. At the moment, it is unknown if Diddy is actually on the plane or not. Oh, shit.
yeah.
That's
Bro,
not good at
if
all.
I was an African like reporter or something, like I don't know, I highly doubt Africa has TMZ. All right, they got a couple more priority issues going on there. But if Africa had like a TMZ thing, that's where I'd be going right now. It's
Right?
I mean,
Yeah.
right because it's gonna take them a
this
little bit to
could
get
be
there,
a
isn't it?
Hmm?
It's gonna take them a little bit to get there. How far is it, whatever Africa to from where's Beavers when you need them? Africa
for
from
real.
wherever city, New York or Miami, wherever he flew from.
I don't know.
He
Well,
flew from LA to Miami or not Miami, but Florida somewhere, and then from Florida to.
did he
Um,
really? Oh, shit.
Well,
who's
if you
Wow.
look
flying the
at
plane though?
the second picture there, you can see the pink line.
Oh, yeah. So there it is.
Yeah. The one before this has across the U.S.
Oh, okay. Okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
he flew from LA. Damn, this is all sorts of detailed. Holy shit.
That's
So
all
he
sorts
flew
of guilty too.
right? Very, very true. Yeah, this damn, so he flew from LA. He probably stopped in Miami and then yeah, oh damn. How much you
No,
want to take
Miami's down at the southern tip there.
Oh, gotcha. Or yeah, okay, who wants to take bets that he's on that plane?
That's a
I
Yeah,
fool's bet. He's most
I
likely on that plane.
I guarantee you he's on that plane. I
unless
guarantee
he's
it.
not on the
Well,
plane
I
and
mean, the
he's just
plane's not going to get him to bring him back.
Yeah, I guarantee you he's on that plane.
Do you
Yeah.
think I wonder if because I'm trying to think of like how this could be outsmarted here, right?
What do you mean?
Like who, first of all, who's flying the plane and are I'm sure someone's trying to contact them being like, what are you doing? You know, it's time to like turn,
Mm-hmm.
like pop a little U-turn. Or if there's someone like
Mm.
American officers for some reason in Africa who could just like make a quick little flight to that specific area and like catch them there.
But if there's no
Oh.
extradition, they have no way
Well, yeah.
of telling him to get
Well,
back
Oh yeah,
on the
true.
plane or
True.
let's
taking
just
him.
hold him at gunpoint, force him back on the plane, refuel up, and put a gun to the pilot's head and say, let's
I mean, act
Right?
like pirates. This is
I mean,
an
damn.
African coastal country we're talking
I
about.
mean,
It does
I
damn,
fit.
mean,
toxic. Jeez.
look at what he's being accused of, all right? I mean, hey.
Well, here's my thing though, right? Is that like okay, I wasn't sure exactly like what he was being accused of because I didn't really follow it a whole lot. I heard like bits and pieces. I thought that it had something to do with like Biggie or Tupac's estate. That's what I thought it had to do with, but I didn't know that it had anything to do with this or that I wasn't sure exactly. But that's what I thought. But damn, that's even worse than what I thought it was. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's always been a little sus guy. I'm not surprised.
Yeah. I mean,
Apparently, he used to do okay, you know how Michael Jackson used to have sleepovers with Macaulay
Oh boy.
Culkin?
Oh boy.
oh yes, yes.
Well,
yes, yes,
apparently
yes.
Justin Bieber had a similar experience.
Oh no!
He
Oh
he
no!
Diddy would invite people on his label, including 15-year-old Justin Bieber, and God knows what
That's.
happened.
Oh
I
god.
All right, quiet on the mic.
What?
Too soon. Get it? It's quiet on the set. Quiet on the mic.
God damn it. But yeah. Oh, Teddy. Taylor Swift is flying the plane. I
She
mean,
might be.
Well,
she might be.
The IDF trained her well in the Air Force. I'm just saying.
True. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on that,
Teddy
I
knows.
guess, and see if anything else comes up with it, I guess. But yeah, that's an interesting story. Yeah, we'll keep an eye out for it. I'm sure that there's going to be all sorts of different updates and stuff like that. So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one for sure. All right. I don't think that there's anything else at the moment. Let me just make sure that I don't have anything on the ready for let's watch the movie Holes. We'll do that another night, Teddy. We'll do that on a Discord night or something. That's actually not a bad idea. Let me see if there's anything else. Oh, there's something about Rich in here that I don't know.
Oh God, what is he doing now? Is he talking shit about Nerdy again? Is he reeing?
No, he's
no.
Not that okay, you guys can see it. Apparently, it says Review Tech USA assures everyone that no one will be harmed and I will not harm myself, and then launches into an a cappella cover of Every Breath You Take by the Police. Not sure what to say about this one other than seek help, Rich. What?
And this is the importance of mental health awareness?
Okay, hold on.
No one will be harmed. And I will not harm myself. I'm good. I promise.
What is he talking about?
I think he's dangerous.
What is the context of this?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I think that part might be taken out of
desk in
context.
front of here. Nothing. I'm not going to harm myself. I'm not.
I don't know, but it's funny.
Else. Weird, you would say that.
What on earth? I'm so confused.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know. No.
What is he? Okay, why was there a close up of his hand?
That's
funny, man.
Every breath you take, every time you bitch.
This part's just Rich. This is just
I will
him.
get it clipped.
Yeah.
Screenshots coming, so keep talking shit.
The fuck?
Mike the Bike could do better. Just saying.
Let's do a collab.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Review the bike.
Well, right? We'd have to look into that percent. I don't know. I just found that and I thought it was weird. But anyway, we're moving on. We're gonna go.
Rich needs to take his normal pills.
I guess I want to.
I think that is his normal pill.
Oh God.
I want to know where that's from. Like what stream that was from, because it looks fairly recent. But again, I don't know. I haven't really had a chance to watch any of his streams. So
apparently, it's a direct message to Jay.
Is it?
Scroll down.
Hold on.
Read the comments.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me go back. I wasn't even looking at the comments. Oh! Here we go. This is a direct message to me, dude. Every move you make, I'll be watching you. He thinks he's being witty, but it's embarrassing. Someone should be watching him. A doctor and not Dr. Sexy Coco. Oh, good lord.
Actually, though.
I'm gonna lose my mind with these two.
Right? Same! Bro! Like, no, pretty much where I'm at, too. It's like, holy shit.
I thought you were done talking about it, Jay. Like, I know Rich is already being an idiot himself, right? But if you're gonna act superior, then stop being like, oh, I'm gonna stop talking about it. I'm gonna stop talking about it. And then you still keep going back at him.
Well, you know that, apparently he blocked Dr. Sexy Coco on Twitter, supposedly.
Good.
Apparently. No, Rich did.
I don't know
Rich,
how that is. Oh, well, that's...
He's one of... Okay. So, from what I understand, I don't know how long he's been around for, but I know that he's been around for quite a while. He was one of, like, Rich's biggest fans, or, you know, that kind of thing, and he was a big fan of Rich. Sorry, other way around. And, he had been around for a long time. Like, when I first started watching his live streams, I remember seeing Dr. Sexy Coco in the chat and stuff, and he became a regular. Well, I guess and a regular with Jay and a regular with Rich and stuff like that, which is fine. You can watch whoever you want, but I guess him and Rich got into it on Twitter. Shocker there. And Rich apparently got pissed off and blocked him about something that he said that was mild at best. Allegedly, apparently. I don't remember. I remember seeing the tweet, but I don't remember exactly what Sexy Coco said. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Father, get help. Father, you need help. Leave it at that.
For real.
Anyway. And Jay, you two, leave him alone. You two leave each other alone. It is enough. That goes to the both of you, and I got my mime voice on, apparently. Because I just heard that in my head. Anyway, I'm done.
Oh, God.
Okay. All right. Let's get on with the show, shall we? All right. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all are ready to watch this. Now, who remembers where we left off?
We're on part 20.
Yes.
Or are you asking chat?
Well, you two and chat, I guess, but
Oh.
mainly you two.
Okay.
So we are just getting ready to start part 20. She goes. If I remember bits and pieces of it, I don't know it all. Thank you, Nietzsche, for the 69. Appreciate it. Based. She goes through like the different explanations as to like she does give out his name, which is Legion. She does say his name.
Dogs loser, you suck.
She explains about his family from what she was told. And it's her birthday at one point, because she says in one of the videos that it's her birthday and she was going to go offline, which she doesn't do. Or she may have, I don't know. And
I think her birthday is after, like,
is it after this?
part 19.
No,
She said she was going to be offline.
I think it was. I think it was like part 15. No, it was like I remember her birthday was like the day after Valentine's Day or something.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. It may be after this. Okay. That's fair. But yeah, so and then she explains about what she found out about his family, and then how she's fed up with buying the house, and how she's pretty much like done going house hunting. Yeah. So I remember all that. Now
I'm fed up with her.
Really? Really? You're the one that wanted to continue this. I'm doing this for you. Really?
Right.
You butthead. So we're gonna start with go right into part 20, and I got it on 1.5. Here we go.
All right, part 20 of Who the Fuck Did I Marry? So after the black Dodge Charger incident, things were quiet.
Oh
Legion was
yeah, and the ex-boyfriend showing up to the house. How could I forget that part? And the
Yeah.
Right.
and the guy
And then the
that showed up in
ex-boyfriend
the
not
car.
showing up on the neighbor's fucking camera footage.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. I totally forgot. Why? Shame on me for forgetting that.
Unless she
Yeah.
dated the Invisible
Just
Man.
slept just fine. Me, that shit played over in my head for days and days and days. On one hand, I was like, I know nobody came. My head knew nobody came to the house. My heart was like, but maybe he didn't make it up. So the head and the heart were absolutely playing a tug of war, because again, I really couldn't fathom that he was making it up. But nevertheless, I filed it in the back of my mind in my little filing cabinet, my mental filing cabinet. So a few weeks later, we go out to eat at this restaurant in Atlanta. It's a burger place, and I'm going to do my best by the time I post this to put the name of the burger place on the screen. So we go to the burger place, eat dinner. Everything was fine. As we are leaving, he says to me, did I ever show you where my grandmother's buried? This is the grandmother.
You never been to Fuddruckers?
No,
I don't
never
think
been
I
there
have.
either.
You know what? Oh, I'm sorry. What other place have you not been to? Fuddruckers and what else?
No, just whatever she's talking about.
Oh,
The Burger Flip Boutique or whatever.
Oh, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. You know what? I don't think that I ever. I think maybe I went to a Fuddruckers like once when they had them here, but it was a while ago, a long, long time ago, I think. So.
That passed away from COVID in 2020. And I said, no. I was like, we haven't been over here. And so he was like, let me show you. So he drives us to the cemetery, which is not far from the restaurant. He drives us to the cemetery, goes around and around, and then it comes to like a little hill in the cemetery, and he was like, you see the headstone. The headstone had like the family name on it, and it did not have, for example, John David Doe. It just had Doe. Okay, so there were no dates on it. So it reminded me of just a headstone where it was probably multiple family members buried underneath it. That's what it reminded me of. And so he was like, my grandfather and my grandmother are buried there. I do recall him telling me when the grandmother died in 2020 that she wanted to be buried next to his grandfather. And so we're sitting in the car because we can see the headstone like on top of the hill from the car. And he tells me that that is where his grandmother and grandfather are buried. That the family was able to get her, her wishes were to be buried next to the grandfather. Okay. So as we are leaving, we take a different route home. So we get on the highway. If you're from Atlanta, you'll know what I'm talking about. We get on I-75 North. And we're kind of we're just driving around, to be honest with you. But we're taking a scene.
Is that bad, I'm assuming?
There's always fucking traffic. It fucking sucks.
Well, didn't you say that Atlanta is like one of the most congested areas like ever? Yeah. I don't doubt that either.
Route. We get on I-75 North because the reason why I remember is because when you're on I-75 North going towards Atlantic Station, on the right-hand side, you will see the Varsity. You'll see all these tall skyscraper buildings.
I love
One of the
Varsity.
buildings has the letters NCR on the building.
What's Varsity?
It's kind of mostly a tourist place, but I used to go there a good bit. Like a burger, hot dog place. Pretty big.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
As we're coming up towards the building, he says to me, do you see the NCR building? I said, yeah. He said, the building behind it, my job bought that building. That's where we're going to have, we're setting up operations. And I was like, why the hell would y'all buy a condiment company in downtown Atlanta? He was like, no, we're not doing production there. It's just going to be offices, and that's where we're going to handle like the business portion. The production is still being done in Gwinnett County out in Duluth. And so I was like, oh, okay. He was like, that's where I keep the company car. So I was like, the company car? I said, aren't you supposed to be bringing the company car home? And he was like, I don't want to bring the company car home because it's Clayton County and it's a $90,000 car. And I don't want no problems. So he's telling me that he keeps the company car at the building downtown Atlanta that's behind the NCR building. I barely could see what building he's talking about, but he was like, it's the building right behind it. And so he's telling me that that's where his office is. So I said to him, take me to your office. I know it's a Saturday, but shit, you wanted the VPs, right? So take me to your office. No, I had not been to his office simply because, again, COVID. So I was like, take me to your office.
Ooh.
And how does he get out of this one?
I'm wondering that
It says
myself
no.
too.
We changed the locks or something recently. I don't have a new key yet.
Watch. Okay, bet. What excuse does he come
My
up
badge isn't activated yet.
Yeah.
My badge isn't activated, and they changed the locks. Okay.
There's a new security system. Something. I don't know.
I see.
It's still under construction.
I'll go with that. There's a new security system. Okay, let's okay.
Office, and he was like, I can. He was like, that's no problem. So,
oh damn.
I have the other phone. I
I'll
did,
just
so y'all
wait,
are in luck. So
just
I can
wait.
maybe reenact how this goes. So he gets off the exit and starts driving towards the NCR building. While he's driving towards the NCR building, he always has kept his phone in his left pocket. This is my left hand.
Fake phone call.
So he pulls his phone out and he starts calling. He tells me he's calling Willie. Willie is supposed to be the head of security. So he's saying, let me call Willie real quick to make sure that the building's open. So he proceeds. This is another phone, but he proceeds to go ahead and call Willie. We're still driving, by the way. We're still driving. I'm on the phone, scrolling through Facebook.
Distracted driving.
Some random shit. But he's
Very common.
driving with the phone up to it. So driving with the phone. Next thing I hear, hey Willie, it's Legion. Hey, how's it going? I'm good. Hey, is the building open? No, I just want to take my wife up there so she can see it and see my office. Are you up there right now? You're not? Okay, is Mr. Justin working? Okay. So is there anybody up there that can physically open the building? Because I don't think my badge is going to get me at least in the
Squatching called it. Squatching called it. Let's go. Squatching called it. Wow.
My badge don't work.
My badge
My badge.
Wow. Holy shit.
Holy
I made first.
Toledo.
We are watching Who the Fuck Did I Marry? We are continuing this series.
Okay. All right, let me know. All right, thank you, Willie. Bye. Y'all see how I did that? He's having this whole conversation while I'm sitting in the passenger seat. So then he gets off the phone and he says to me, Willie is not working and Justin apparently called out sick. So the building is locked and my badge won't get us in the front door. He was like, Willie's going to see if there's someone else that can open the front door so we can actually get in. He's like, my badge will get us on the floor, but it will not get us in the front door. No one ever called. So when he's getting off the highway, he basically turns onto Spring Street. Again, there's all kinds of shit I distinctly remember. He turns onto Spring Street so that he can then get on 75 South so we can go home. Never saw the office that day. But again, this is where he's saying that he keeps the company car. So when we get to part 21, I'll kind of go into detail about the whole company car a little bit more.
Okay.
Bro, how did she? I
Fuck
get
did I
it,
marry?
right?
So
I
the
get
company
it.
car apparently was a
What?
Like, I get the whole not wanting to leave, blah blah blah. Women scared, whatever. I don't know what's going on with this one anymore. But everything, literally everything, has fallen through with this guy. Everything has fallen through that they've even ever tried to achieve. Okay, she's caught him in multiple lies. Why? Why is she still with him?
Thank you. That's what we were asking last time too.
I know.
Why?
It's more and more. It's just another thing that she's asked that just so happened to not go through.
Like, I want to know what her genuine reaction was when he said that to her. I bet she was like, bet. I bet. Yeah, I would be like that too. I don't. Oh God. Well, hopefully. Well, I want to say that maybe she'll leave him after this one, but I doubt it. So
Nope.
Not if it goes on for. Well, maybe we'll see.
We're not even halfway
Charcoal
through this.
gray
KHuck.
BMW.
True.
Nope.
I believe it was a 5 series. It was a 5 series. I don't know much about the sedans. Y'all know I wanted the X5 dark blue with the cognac interior. He got the BMW 5 series charcoal gray. He sent me a picture of the car, so I did see a picture of the car. After this whole NCR building, take me to your office, that is what he's claiming, is that he leaves the company car at that location. He's saying that he drives from Riverdale to Midtown, switches out cars, and then drives from Midtown to Duluth. Those that don't know how Metro Atlanta is, basically Midtown would be in between where we live and Duluth. I only know that he left the house every day at 6:15. I know that I never physically saw the company car come to our home. Saw pictures, plural. So when he told me that he got a BMW 5 Series, keep in mind this is after I had been promised a dark blue X5. So I was a bit salty. I don't care if it is a company car. I was a bit salty. I will admit that. Because I felt like you get to drive the car that you know I really want, which is a BMW. And so he would call me from the car. He would tell me, yeah, I may just drive home in this car and not switch back to his personal car. He was like, I don't know. He did that a lot. And I realize now in 2024, he did that because he knew how excited I was to actually see the car. Because shit, I wanted to test drive it myself, to be honest with you. And he knew that. So reactions. So he would say stuff like that, like, man, I'm so tired. I might just drive the company car, go ahead and go home. And then, just let me park it in a garage type thing. So eventually he stopped doing that because I didn't want to hear nothing about that car. I'm driving a Nissan, you driving a BMW. After you promised me a BMW. So I don't really want to hear nothing about it. So in terms of the company car, I did see that it was a, according to the pictures, a charcoal gray BMW 5 Series. If you're asking me the exact model, I don't know. But I know it's a 5 Series because I know the 7 Series is slightly longer. So it's a 5 Series sedan.
Okay.
So after the whole situation with the cemetery to see his grandmother and grandfather's headstone, then there was the NCR, the office is open. Oh, it's not open. Justin ain't working. Willie ain't working. Willie's supposed to be head of security, but he ain't working. Okay. So at this point, I'm already numb. It is important for me to point out how numb I became dealing with him. Mind numbing, because I just got to a point where it was like, there's always something. There's always something. So.
Well, then why did you stay, lady? Why? That's a big. But poor why? That's what kills me.
Leave.
I mean, yeah, exactly. But
it's not so much her leaving; it's her kicking him out because it's her house they're staying in.
True.
Yeah,
true.
Good point.
Or when I'm wondering when she's finally had fucking enough and she's like, "Fuck you, get out." That's what I'm wondering when that comes up.
Oh, of course we're not.
I'm excited to see that
I wonder
part.
what the straw is going to be.
I am right. Same. I am very curious.
You know what? It's probably going to be something really, really small compared to the rest of this. I bet it's going to be like, Her
Why?
dinner was
Yeah.
cold and she just got pissed or
Yeah.
something. I'm just kidding.
Probably. Well, that or you know what? Listen, I thought that I had patience. This woman puts me to shame. I'm just saying. This woman puts me to shame, and I've been told. I don't know if I necessarily agree with it or not. I have been told that I am the queen of patience because of not only who I'm married to, but because of who I'm married to. Just put that out there. So yeah, But again, that's just that's other people's perception. I do not necessarily believe that. But yeah, anyway. But I'm watch it be like something super tiny. Just watch. And watch it be like built up and built up and built up, and then finally something small happens and bam, she's just had fucking enough.
Yep.
So this is the end of February. My birthday had already passed. There clearly was tension on my end, not so much tension on his end. So I get home a couple of weeks later. We are now in the beginning of March. This is something personal about me. The only way you would know this is if you know me. I have been dying to go to London and Paris. I had a layover in London when I did a study abroad, but it's not the same. I want to go to London and be a whole tourist. I don't care. I want to see Buckingham Palace. I want to see the Tower of London. I want to see Paris. I want to see the Palace of Versailles. This is something, if you know me, you know she wants to see Paris. She wants to see London. So I get home from work. This is the beginning of March. Mm-hmm. I get home from work, and on the counter is a folder with like a little bow on it. And I'm like, oh, what is this? Is this like mail? Like, was this something that you got at work? He's like, nah, it's a surprise for you.
No!
I open up the folder. Inside the folder is like a trip itinerary. It is not an actual booked trip. It's like an itinerary. A trip for two to go from Atlanta to London. The trip should have happened, and it was the month on there was like July, so it was a summer trip. So he tells me, I'm gonna take you to London. He was like, I wanted to take you for your birthday, but certain things fell through. He was like, so this summer in July, we're going to go to London. He was like, I've already made a reservation for us to stay at the Savoy. Again, there's certain things that my brain just was like, remember that. He said, I've already made a reservation for us to stay at the Savoy. I know, as much as I want to go to London, y'all, I didn't know anything about the Savoy. And so I remember going to look it up because I was like, what is the Savoy? Well, apparently the Savoy is bougie, very bougie. So I was so excited. I cannot tell y'all how fucking excited I was when I saw that he had printed out British Airways. Like, he was speaking my language. I am one of those people. I'm a planner.
Okay, did she mention anything? I did not hear anything about tickets. I did not hear anything about plane tickets. Unless I missed it.
No.
Did I miss it?
It's just the itinerary. There was no booked trip.
Okay.
Literally,
she's blinded right now by the excitement of the thought of the trip.
Oh no!
Literally, if I was interviewing her, all right, I would ask what didn't fall through. What is something like major or big that didn't fall through? Like, right? I'm not in this situation, right? So probably it just feels mentally a lot different,
right?
When you're like actually that person and stuff. But like, it's I don't know.
It's
hard not being in that position and trying to understand how you don't leave.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And that's where I've been with this too, is that, you know, I've never been in this. I've dated, like, again, I've said this before. I've dated, you know, other men before, obviously Mr. HuckUck, that were they were okay. They weren't bad. Like, looking back on it, you know, I did kind of put up with some bullshit. You know, it is what it is. But never once have I ever dealt with anything like this to this degree. So
she's already at the point where she's like keeping notes of everything, right? So like with the building, his office, she's like, take me there to see if he will. Obviously, he couldn't. Now she's like remembering this thing that she's probably going to end up calling or looking into to see if there's actually a reservation. Like, how many of these things do you have to do before you just kick him out?
Yeah, exactly. And
like, you already know he's a liar. What are you waiting for?
I don't know. We're going to find out, I guess. Hopefully here soon. Oh, sorry.
When he's saying, I'm going to take you to London, and he took the time to research flights and print it out and research the Savoy and print it out. And there were different, not excursions, but there were different things that you could do. You could go see the Tower of London. You could go see Buckingham Palace, changing of the guard. We could go have high tea at certain places. He was like, I don't really want to go, but I know you're dying.
Okay, can't you get pamphlets like that from like any like
Probably like
I don't know if you
Expedia,
guys
and then
have
you
like
just print it out.
yeah. But like you can like go into places and get like the pre-made package.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm fairly certain you can, yeah.
And I would do anything for you.
Right.
Blah, blah, black sheep, have you any wool? And so he was like, I'm going to take you to London in July. The trip did not include Paris. That's fine. But I was so excited. So excited. And so this is the beginning of March. I was like, this is great. Hopefully this happens. I knew I needed to renew my passport. And he was saying that he had to renew his passport as well because his passport had expired. So both of us were like, okay, we need to get on this if we're going to try to make it to London in July, and it's now March. Me being the planner I am, I think I went to work the next day and printed out the passport applications so that we could fill it out and go ahead and get that process going.
Ma'am, as bad as I feel for you,
You want to go ahead and drop like what $400 on some passports you're not gonna get to use? Well, I mean, it's probably his money anyway, so I mean, why not?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
probably
there-
going to be the one paying for it. So
Yeah, you might as
There
well
was-
renew your own passport. Take advantage of it while you can.
why
Yeah.
would you do that? Why would you do all that when there was no plane tickets? Why?
Blind hope.
Mm.
I mean, I don't go anywhere,
So,
but I wish I had my
needless to
passport.
say, something must have happened.
What if I
And
want
to
think
go
it was-
somewhere?
We just simply
I have mine. Mine's good till next year. Hmm
Mhm.
I have the ID card and I have the actual passport book. Hmm
Nice.
Yep.
didn't fill out the application for the passport. So,
Ow.
fast forward, we're now at mid-March. Mid-March, the decision was made that my mom, who lived in Arkansas, was coming to visit us. She would be coming, I believe, the second week of April, and she was going to stay a week and then a few days. So, like, maybe a total of 9 days. Not quite 2 weeks, but a little over a week. So she was coming in April, and I was excited. Legion was excited because he was excited to physically meet my mom. He had talked to her on Zoom, he had talked to her on the phone, but he was excited to physically meet my mom. And my mom was excited to physically meet her son-in-law. So this is mid-March. I'm going to go into part 22 where I explain what happened with Facebook Messenger.
Oh God.
Oh, what happened with
Good at what happens
Facebook?
on Messenger.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, Jojo, I have Helldivers too. Mr. Huck has it. Or Mr. Huck is currently hogging it, but he's playing it. He's not playing it now, but he is currently in the middle of it. And I saw a Miss Squatchin playing that today. How did that go?
It was. I didn't kill Ghost Shark as much as I thought I would.
Oh, well, there you go.
It was a successful day. I think he only died by my hand 3 or 4 times.
Nice. Did you like it,
That's
though?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I played it a little bit yesterday as well.
Very cool. I'm glad you like it. Okay. All right, I'm sorry.
Did I marry? So now we are in March. This is right after he had surprised me with the announcement of we're going to go to London for a trip in July. Because we definitely didn't do a honeymoon. We definitely didn't do any sort of trips together. So the idea was we're going to do a trip in July together. One thing about Legion was that he was the guy who was like, I have nothing to hide. I don't lie. I don't like liars. If we're in a relationship, then everything
Pot meat kettle.
I hate those.
should be out in the open. So I've always had his cell phone passcode. Never felt the need to look through his cell phone. And funny enough, I can tell y'all right now, disclaimer, I will never go through a cell phone again. You cheating piece. So anyway, so one day, this is mid-March, going like around March 20th. So we're heading towards the end of the month. He was in the shower. Keep in mind, my mom is coming for a visit in April. So he was in the shower and he received a text message on his phone from a woman. The text message, because it was a preview, so the text message was something where if you didn't know the context of the text thread, you could either go left or you could go right with it. So me being just curious, I opened up the phone, put the passcode in, read the text, then read the thread. Come to find out, it was a text from his aunt. His aunt and his ex share the same name. That's why I say it could go left or it could go right. Text was from the aunt. So I looked at the text, went through the thread, nothing in there. So I went ahead, X out of the messages. I see that he has Facebook Messenger downloaded. And obviously it shows you the number of unread messages in the icon. So it showed that he had like 5 unread messages. So I clicked on it, just being nosy. And what do my wondering astigmatism eyes see? So in his Facebook Messenger is about 7 women. I can see their profile picture and I see their names. Some of them had a preview. The ones that he had not read, I could see the preview of the message. One in particular said, "When are you gonna come get this?" I know what I'm talking about. So I clicked on that one first.
Yeah.
And I'm reading through the thread. And so she's saying, "When are you gonna come get this?" But earlier in the thread, or further back in the
I'm not surprised by that at all, honestly. I'm really not. I mean, are either of you? I'm not.
Kind
Wait.
of, because my
What'd she
headset
explain?
died and I missed, like,
Oh.
a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. She found...
okay.
What part did you miss? Or what part did you hear? I should ask that.
Oh god, I don't remember.
Okay,
Why
let
don't I
me give you a
retain
rundown.
information?
Okay, did you hear the text message from the aunt? The aunt?
Yes, I think.
Okay.
Okay, so the aunt and the ex have the same name, so
Mhm.
that was no big deal. She closes that, she sees that Messenger has 5 unread notifications. Okay, she's nosy, she clicks on it, she sees all these women. Some are read, some are unread, and then one of them just says, "When are you gonna come get this blank?"
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're all
there's
caught up
your-
now.
There's your brief.
You're all caught up.
Oh.
thread, he had asked her, "When are you gonna give me?" And she said, "When lockdown is over." So from what I could piece together, he had not yet physically gotten with her.
Yeah.
But had there been no COVID, he would have smashed all day, every day. The other messages were innuendos, meaning the other messages from the other women were innuendos. They were not as graphic as the one between him and her. So I'm reading these messages, and what is interesting is that the person I am married to is not the person in these messages. Like, this man was on some nasty shit. And I say nasty, not in a judgmental way, but with me, he seemed to act as if I was damn near virginal white. And I clearly see evidence that you into some shit that, with me, you acting like, nah, I ain't really into that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Let's see if this is the straw. You think so?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I has a feeling, possibly. I don't know, though. I don't want to say yes and be wrong, because, yeah, but I don't know. I would think that would be the straw that broke the camel's back, but at the same time,
We'll see.
I mean, we'll see, I guess.
So I confronted him. I absolutely confronted him and was like, "What the fuck is this?
Uh-oh.
If 2 + 2 is 4 and 5 + 5 is 10, what the fuck is this?" And so he did not, "Oh, that ain't what happened, blah, blah, blah." Instead, what he hit me with is, "Man, I was just playing around. Like, ain't nothing happened. I shouldn't have said all that, but I was just flirting. It ain't mean nothing. I don't even know that girl. I was just flirting." And so I'm like,
Typical. Typical.
I'm gonna put this out here. Just, for educational purposes only, entertainment purposes only.
Mhm.
If I found out
Oh.
that Mr. Huck did that, okay, and he tried to pull that bullshit excuse, let's just say that rip Mr. Huck. I'm just
For real.
yeah, no, no, that's no, there ain't no way, there is no, come on, let this be it, please, Jesus, let this be it, please, 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 please.
like, "Is this
Yeah,
what you
please
into?"
let this be the straw.
And so he was like, "No, it's not what I'm into. It was just stupid. It was stupid because I shouldn't have done it." So I'm going to be honest with y'all, because I've been honest all this time. What pissed me off the most was that here I am as a woman behaving, trying to do the right thing by him in this marriage. And you mean to tell me you out here offering your dingaling to random chicks that you don't even know? I was more angry at the fact that I'm like, dude, do you know how much I have turned down in order to be faithful to your dumb ass? And I'm seeing that you basically are out here acting like you got Skittles taste the rainbow. I was hurt.
Ew.
That's funny.
Oh, that is funny. I'm not gonna lie, that is funny. Yeah, dingaling, exactly, Nietzsche.
Dingling.
Exactly.
I was angry. I thought about getting my lick back. I'm just being honest, I did. And he played it off like it ain't nothing serious. It ain't nothing serious. Don't overreact. Don't get emotional. It was just dumb. He was like, "I will delete the messages. I'll even delete Messenger." And I told him, I was like, "That's really not good enough, because that's not gonna fix the root."
Squatching.
Yeah. took a hit of my vape, and then you're like, squash it. And I'm like, oh shit.
I knew you did. That's why I could hear it. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. Are you okay?
That was perfect timing. Oh, that was great. That was amazing. Oh my god.
The issue. So this is where I introduced that we need to do marriage counseling. He didn't have any issue doing marriage counseling. We did not do premarital counseling, but he was like, that's fine. He was like, I don't have no problem doing marriage counseling because if anything, it can help us. So I thought that, okay, he may not have physically cheated from what I could see on the messenger. He may not have physically cheated, but he damn sure got caught, you know, doing
no,
he
cheated.
They had exchanged pictures. So y'all know what pictures he sent.
Yeah, you might as well.
And I was disappointed because I don't like men that send I don't like men that send those type of pictures.
Period. He cheated. No, there's no ifs,
I
ands, or
am.
buts about
Yeah,
it.
no.
No, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You cheated. You cheated. You cheated.
But anyway, that's another issue.
Yep.
So we agreed that we would start marriage counseling. We also agreed that we would put on a united front when my mom got there. In other words, we were not going to argue. We, you know, let's just act like everything is fine. But at that point, when my mother arrived in April, I could not stand him. I did not want to be, but we couldn't, he moved back into our bedroom because he had moved into the guest bedroom when I saw the messages. Like 3 days before she came, he moved back into the bedroom because obviously she needed to sleep somewhere. So I really could not stand him. And it was because I was busy second guessing myself. Like, damn, what's wrong with me? Like, if that's what you into and I'm supposed to be your wife, like, let's have conversations. Like, shit, I went to FAMU. I understand some stuff, buddy. So it just was one of those things where it made me second guess, like, what's wrong with me? What did I do wrong? What is it that she got that I don't? Because you all out here willy-nilly.
That's always the woman's instinct and the first thing they think of when it comes to their spouse or their significant other cheating on them. That's the first thought that they go to is, what did I do wrong? First thought every time.
Mm-hmm.
It never fails. I get why that's the case to a certain degree, but I've never understood that, truthfully. But at the same time, again, I thought the same thing when I was younger and I got cheated on and all this happened. So, yeah, I thought the same thing. But that's always the first thought whenever a woman gets cheated on is like, what did I do wrong? What did I do? Did I not cater to him? Did I not do this? Did I not do that? You know? And that's the first thought that you think of, sadly. And I think that some men even think that too. You know? It's not uncommon to think that, but that's always the first thought. It never fails.
You know, messaging her all hours of the night because the thread went back quite a few weeks. I saw it in March. There were messages from December, November. So again, I'm just second guessing all kinds of stuff. Self-esteem taking a hit. So no, I did not want to be around him. I did not want, I didn't like him. Period. I did not like him. I left and I would just go for a drive because driving clears my mind. I called my aunt, told her what happened. I don't recommend that. I don't recommend calling family to tell them what's going on in your marriage.
Wish I could drive.
My aunt, and my aunt lovingly was like, what do you want me to say? You married him. You know, he ain't your...
I'm glad I don't drive, to be honest with you. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's like the one thing I've always wanted. Like, I feel like that would be probably my like a really good stress relief if I just like go somewhere and drive and listen to music at like 3 a.m. That sounds great.
Yeah, I've thought about doing that too. I have thought about like the benefits if I were to drive, like doing that or that kind of thing and being a little bit more independent. I get that, and you know, but with me, I just have a very, very strong anxiety with it that I just can't. I'm glad that we've accepted in this house that KHuck does not drive. So, because that was a battle that took quite a while for us to both accept. So, yeah, it's better that way. Trust me. If I legitimately...
We're safer with you not behind the wheel.
Exactly. Yes, very much so. Because it would not be pretty. It would not be pretty. Now, mind you, when I was learning to drive, I think that I actually did okay, right? I did fine. But I only drove like to places that we knew, like certain places around here or whatever. I didn't, very rarely did I ever really drive on the highway or anything like that. I did, but not very often. So, but that was, you know, and that was okay at times, depending on what highway and what time of day. But it's just overall it's just better to not have KHuck on the road. Just yeah, no. No. Better
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Boyfriend, y'all can't just break up. That's the hard part about marriage. Is like, I mean, yeah, I guess you could leave him, but at the same time, you married him. So, honey, you're going to have to go back home. And y'all are going to have to figure this out. She was like, I can't give you advice on what you should do. I'm sorry that this happened, but you married him. So, even though it was just one drive, I went back home. And that's when the discussion was, we need to do marriage counseling.
Oh.
They were concerned. Rightfully so. I think any person would be if they knew what was going on within those 3 months. So,
she touched her ceiling with her paint roller.
It is fair to note, we started counseling with them. We continued counseling with them.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, Squatchin, I love you. I love your brain.
Up until a week before I found out what I found out, and he got
I paint walls too.
So one of the first things that
it bugs me so bad.
You know, what was the deal with the Facebook Messenger stuff? And Legion was like, it was.
Speaking of ceilings, I'm going to go off on a tangent here. Did any one of you ever grow up or know somebody who had the popcorn ceilings?
Oh yeah, I grew up with a popcorn ceiling.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
we have a popcorn ceiling now.
Oh, do you? Does it?
Yeah.
Does it like to shed? Does it shed every so often?
No.
No. Yeah, the ones that I grew up with, not in my house, but in other like family members' houses and stuff, it used to shed bad, really bad.
Was it ever painted?
I mean, I think they did end up painting it after a while. Yeah. Yeah. Because I think that
the paint will hold it together.
Yeah, they did end up painting it, but I think that, which it, obviously worked out. But I remember, I think I was going to a friend's house and, like their ceiling just was shedding like all over the place. I'm like, that's not normal. But I hate whoever decided that popcorn ceiling should be a thing. True. Well, I mean, I don't know what is the purpose of them. Does anybody know?
I'm going to look that up.
Yeah, I mean, no offense to Nietzsche. No offense to you, Squatchin, for having one, of course. But I'm just curious as to why you would have one. Thank you, Toxic. Or what purpose that they serve.
I would say, because it's not a super flat surface, it would cut down on like echo, maybe.
Oh, there you go. That's an idea. Oh, okay. Well, that would make sense. Is it in your office or is it all over your house?
It's the main floor and the upstairs.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha.
It's to cover up flaws in the ceiling.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Oh,
well,
wow.
think you'd have to stand on stilts and you would have to mud every seam, and then you'd have to go up there and you'd have to sand it all to have like a flat.
That does make sense.
It's a lot of extra work, making it expensive.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Done it. It really was just attention, how you kind of are moving and operating. He came to me a few days after we started our first counseling session, and he was like, we should get a joint bank account. What he wanted to do was to each one of us have our own account and to get a joint account for our money to go in there for joint expenses. Now, up until this point, he had been paying the rent, the bank savings, and he had an offshore savings. So at this point in time, I asked him, show me the U.S. bank savings, show me. I saw the pre-approval letter, so I don't understand why he's not going to show me to just put me at ease that he has the money in there. I had never questioned it before because, again, you tell me who in their right mind signs their name to a legally binding offer, an all-cash offer on a house, and they just do it willy-nilly. I don't know anyone that does that. So I actually never questioned what was in the savings. Tell me when and where I open up my accounts to show anybody the money I earned. I earned that money. I earned that money by playing football, blood, sweat, and tears. He went to this whole Denzel Washington monologue about how he earned that money.
Oh,
and
God.
No one is going to come in and tell him that.
Remember the Titans?
So then he starts talking about the ex-wife and how she tried to get money from him.
We are the Titans, mighty, mighty Titans. I'm sorry. Done. I'm sorry. One of my favorite movies like ever. I love
It's
that
so
movie.
good.
But yeah,
I love that one.
I love that one too. But yeah, I can see him doing that, going into a full monologue about everything and all that. I can see that totally.
Divorced back when they were in California. So now the pastor and his wife, their red flags are just like, whoa. So much so that the pastor's wife said, and I will never forget this, she said, I don't think you all are going to make it to January. What she was talking about is, I don't think y'all are going to make it a year. And I really, truly was like, we're going to make it. Like, of course we're going to make it. And she was just like, I don't have a good feeling about it. And so Legion's all defensive.
Ooh. That's not good. That's not good at all.
Why would she want to make it to January?
That's a very good
I
question.
don't get it.
The same reason she's in marriage counseling. She wants it to work. She doesn't want the lies to be lies.
She knows, but she knows they're lies. She remembers these little key details to prove that they're lies to herself.
Love makes you foolish.
Well, she's full of shit. Get it? Because full of shit.
Yes, toxic. I get
it. No, it's. God damn it. No, you're not. But no, you're not wrong, but toxic at all. But it's just. I'm gonna say it again. I really hope that this is enough and that this is
the straw?
Let's find out, shall we?
He at this point he's folding his arms and because remember we're on Zoom, he's folding his arms and he's just like, I'm done with this. Like, I'm not get married. Y'all should not even be together. That is what the pastor and his wife told us in marriage counseling. If you two had come to us for premarital counseling, we would have told you, y'all should not even be together, let alone get married. But here we are.
At least they're honest.
So we will help you guys as much as we can. But the pastor's wife was like, I don't have a good feeling that y'all are gonna make it a year.
It's like a mic drop every time.
25, who the fuck did I marry? So we weren't looking at houses anymore. We were not working with a realtor anymore. The end of April, I had decided that I wanted to look for another job. I did. The reason I wanted to look for another job is petty. Yeah, it is. I wanted to look for another job because I was pissed off at the fact that I had basically was dependent on him to help with the car note. So I wanted to look for another job where I could afford life all by myself, including that car note. Basically where I would make more money. I told him that I was going to look for another job. He laughed. And his exact words were, "You're not going to leave Georgia State Patrol." He was like, "I swear you love them niggas more than you love me." He laughed. So that fueled me even more. So I was hitting the pavement hard trying to find another job. I was applying to all kinds of places. Got a phone call from my current job. So this is how I ended up in my current job. Got a phone call. They had sent me an email with a background packet. The background packet was long and extensive, but in the background.
Hold on, I'm being told that the video volume is low. I think it's just her. I need to turn it up a little bit better, a little bit more. Maybe it's.
Wow, you're blaming your chat? Wow.
No.
I would.
Let me see. No, I am not blaming chat. No. Hold on. Let me see what I can do.
Sorry for the rude host, chat.
You know what? No, I am being advised by somebody else who I could say, but I'm not going to call him out. That
it's Mr. Huck, isn't it?
No.
Oh.
I want to. It's between me and her only. Hold on, give me a second. That's the only hint you'll get. Hold on, let me see if that works. Sorry, let me adjust here. Okay. And me. Apparently, I'm pretty loud. Which, no shit, shocker there.
Nintendo Mail says it sounds fine.
Okay. All right. Well,
yeah,
no,
will Nintendo Mail ever lie?
I mean, no, I don't think so.
Maybe. Well, maybe.
No,
not on purpose.
Maybe he's Legion. Nintendo Mail, are you Legion?
Exposed, doxed. Way to go.
Exposed.
No, we can't. Oh, that's a bad song now.
No, it's not. That's a good song.
I only know it from Minxie's streams, so it's not tainted for me.
All right.
It asked for my spouse's full name, my spouse's date of birth, and my spouse's social security number. So I showed it to Legion and I was like, I need your social because, I'm applying for this job. It's a great job. It's way more money. And, we're talking about moving anyway to Cobb County. So this, this is a God thing. He did not want to give me his social. I showed him the paperwork where I was like, look, because we are married, I can't lie on here. So help me. So he writes down his social security number on the background packet.
It's a fake one.
And I eventually turned it in. I scanned it, saved it in my email, and sent it in. And I looked at it one day, just going through it, just making sure I didn't really miss anything. All T's were crossed, all I's were dotted. And I looked at his social, and something about the social seemed different than the social security number that I remember seeing when we did our marriage license. And so for those who you remember in the previous part, I said I had ran his social security number from the marriage license. Nothing came back. So I thought that I had written it down wrong. Basically, what it is that the first three numbers were different on the background packet than what was on the marriage license. If you don't know this, here's a little trivia. Your social security number, the first three numbers, pretty much are dictated by the state you were born in and the state that issued your birth certificate. So he was born in Pennsylvania.
Are they?
So the first three letters, the first three numbers of his social security number should be attributed to Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania.
Yep, that makes sense. Yep.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, because I'm not going to say obviously, but since I was born in California, mine is associated with California. Yep.
Wait. That's weird. Okay.
They probably got like 5, 6 different numbers, 3-digit numbers that your social security number can start with. So the social that was on the marriage license, for example, was probably 1, 2, 3. What was on the background was 4, 5, 6. Both of those social security 3-digit prefixes are issued through the state of Pennsylvania. Again, this is just an example so I can make it clear. So when I saw his social on my background, I immediately knew that was a different social than what I saw on the marriage license. And when I compared, because I had found a copy of the marriage license that we turned in because I had filled it out on the computer. So sure enough, the first three numbers were different. The rest of the numbers were the same. So one of two things, either when I ran his background, I did in fact put in the wrong number, or the number on the marriage certificate or the background packet is wrong. So I decided that I was going to roll the dice and take the social from the background packet. Again, this is the background packet that I had to fill out to get my current job. I was trying to get a new job. Okay, so I took that social and I ran a background check on it. What came back on this particular background was all the addresses that the social security number, I guess, had been attached to. So all of the addresses, the states were Georgia, Rhode Island, Pennsylvania. What I did not see was California. So I thought that was weird. I thought, okay, maybe this is not a complete background because clearly he went to San Diego State. It's on his resume. It's on quite a few things. Social media. He didn't.
Are they not actually married?
It was on his social media. So clearly,
I guess
he had been to California.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Because I'm trying to figure out which number is fake, right? And you would think that the marriage one would be the real one, and the background whatever would be fake. I don't know. Maybe they're not actually married, and he's trying to be a little smart guy with his money. I don't know how he gets away with it.
Well, maybe.
Strange.
Maybe. I mean, it wouldn't. That's within the realm of possibility for sure. Yeah.
California. So maybe I just need to do a different background check. Also to note, during this time, I think I told you guys he had hit his leg at work. So what was happening was it was getting more and more difficult for him to walk, like put pressure on that leg, on that knee. He was still able to go to work. He was still leaving at 6:15 in the morning. He was still coming back between 3:30 and 4 o'clock. But I clearly could see where he was in pain. He would elevate the knee, ice the knee. It was getting worse. And I was constantly like, go to the doctor. Let me take you to urgent care so that they can look at this knee, because you shouldn't still be limping and having a hard time putting weight on that knee. And every single time he was like, oh, it's fine. I have a doctor's appointment on Wednesday. The doctor just told me to ice it and to elevate it. This is an old football injury. It happens all the time. It used to happen a lot when I was out in California. So I'm mentioning this knee issue for a reason. But back to the background. So once again, when I ran the background the second time with the second social, it showed me states of Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Rhode Island. And that's all that I saw in terms of addresses. I didn't see anything for California. So by this point, we're moving into May of 2021. Things are starting to reopen. One of the things that reopened was San Diego State. So I called San Diego State. I called a registrar's office. Someone did answer, and there was instructions on how to request a transcript. I was able to try to request it online. You needed the student's name, and I believe you also need their social. And when I typed it in, it said no results found. I believe that I sent an email asking, this person is saying that they were a student there. Can you verify it? The response I got was there were no records found with that social security number. So I'm like, okay. I asked him about it. And in part 26, I'll tell you exactly what his response was.
Oh,
here we go.
Oh.
Part 26. Who the fuck did I marry? So
okay, what guesses do you have that he could potentially respond with? What are we thinking here?
Wrong campus? No. I don't know. I think he's just gonna be pissed about it. I don't know what his response is gonna be, but like, why are you looking into me? Why are you looking? I don't know. San Diego. I don't know. What are your guys' guess?
KHuck, what's your guess?
KHuck?
I'm sorry, I had to mute for a second. Hold on, my bad.
All right, you're
Hold
good.
on, give me one more second. I'm sorry. Hold on.
You're good. You're good.
I caught this bit on one of Xylee's streams, so I know
You know the answer.
his excuse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are any of his brothers twins or no?
I don't think so.
No. Watch.
I don't
Yes.
think.
Because that's what I was like leading to. I was like, I wonder if like they applied under a different name and
What?
somehow he like got his way in. I don't know. I don't know what his response is gonna be.
No. No.
I have no clue. I have no clue.
One of it, bro. Are you kidding? Wow. Oh wow.
I don't remember.
Wait.
What?
If I'm onto something here, is that why there's two social security numbers? It's like one his brother and
Ah.
and he's actually married to his twin.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm just shitting out.
I mean,
things,
well, we've heard of crazier scenarios happen. I'm sure.
Have we?
Oh yeah.
Well, not with this, but I'm just saying in general.
In general, yeah.
Well,
yeah,
did you? I brought something up on a work call earlier today. Have you guys? I don't know how old it is, but have you guys seen that video floating around of the guy, who goes on Omegle, and he's talking to this other streamer, and he sees a girl in the background sitting behind him. Do you guys know this video?
No.
The Hyperx, he does a lot of Omegle.
No, I'll have to find it and we can watch it before the end.
Is
of the
the
stream.
woman the other guy's woman?
No.
Imagine catching your spouse cheating on you on Omegle.
No. It's that's what you think that it turns into or that it's going to be, but it is not. It's not anywhere near it. It's something that you will not expect. No.
Oh, shit.
No. I'll have to find it after this once we get to well, better question. I guess I'll ask this while we'll pause. What what part do we want to end at? Do you want to end at like 40? Go a little.
I don't know. We'll see where we get.
40? I mean, sure.
No, I'm just asking. We don't have to. I'm just asking. Just throwing that out there.
That's ambitious. We'll see where we get. I think we're doing pretty good pacing so far, but
yeah, I agree.
Maybe 35. We'll see.
Okay. All right. Cool. No, 35. 35. If we end at 35, that's fine too. I don't care. But now, just throwing that out there. Just an idea.
All right. My McDonald's is here, so I'll still be listening.
About San Diego State.
Okay.
He was like, "What are you talking about?" And I said, "Why is there no records of you there?" Just came right out and said it without missing a beat. This man said, "Well, I was a private citizen." what the fuck does that mean? And what he said is that when he started at San Diego State, his father paid money so that, okay, it's important not to say this with a straight face. His father paid money so that his name and social would not be publicized and he would be considered a private citizen. He said that he had a card where all he had to do was show the card. He does not have to give his name. He does not have to give any information because he had that card.
But if you're an athlete, isn't your name going to be posted places anyways?
I would think so.
Like, you know, the team roster.
I'm so low. Okay. I have, to be fair, I have heard of people declaring themselves as private citizens. I've heard that before.
Yeah, but that's so they can get out of, like, traffic tickets.
Yes, thank you. That's what I was just getting ready to say. They do that because they're cray-cray, and they're trying to get out of tickets, usually, and they're trying to just be, you know, they're trying to be idiots. No, that's what I was just getting ready to say. But I have heard of the concept before, that you can possibly be, or there supposedly is a concept to where you can apply to be a private citizen. I think, I don't know how it works. I have no idea, but I've heard that before. But like I said, I have only heard it when people are like getting pulled over for like traffic tickets or by the police just in general, and they try to use it as an excuse to get out of it because they don't have to abide by the law, quote unquote. So, yeah, that's legitly the only time that I have heard of it, like in the concept like that. But yeah, that's just me.
The compilations that cops would do were always hilarious.
Oh yeah. I love compilations. I love them. Oh, they're great. But yeah, okay,
nothing beats the Christmas episodes with the prostitutes, though.
Very true.
Love me some ho ho hos.
Ho ho hos. Yes, yes. Classic.
He said, so San Diego State would not wouldn't wear at time.
Yeah, that can do that to you. I believe that's something that is really, really hard to fake. If he faked that, bro.
Hi.
Wait till we get to the interview.
Oh boy.
Bit of the interview.
His actual interview? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, so yeah, put a pin in the injured knee, and we'll bring that up again later.
Okay. All right.
If you remember when I told you all about the miscarriage, they gave me pain meds.
Hey, Lamp. From the sounds of it, from what Squatchin just teased, yes. But that's hard to fake, though, dude. Like, I would think that it would be hard to fake, but yeah, bro, that's insane if that is true.
Still have not seen really nobody would make that up.
Oh, don't tell me. Oh, no. What is with people faking death?
Surely nobody would fake death. Especially not on the internet.
What the fuck is wrong? Oh my god. It's why? Why would you... Why? I don't... Oh.
Part 27, who the fuck did I marry? So here's where we are at, and here's what we can establish. Number 1, I ran an initial background check on the social security number that was on our marriage license. Nothing came back. I subsequently applied for another job. In that job, I had to fill out a background packet. The background packet asked for my spouse's name, date of birth, and his social security number. The social security number on the background packet for the new job did not match the social security number that he gave me for our marriage license. If you are confused, I believe it's in part 25 or part 26 that I explain that. So we can establish that I then ran a background check on the new social security number that was on my background packet. It came back with states that the social security number apparently had lived in. Those states were Georgia, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island. Okay. I decided, this is now around May 20th, I decided to do another background check. and I paid to do another background check. This time, I did it with a different company, and not only did it give me the addresses, not only did it give me the states, it gave me addresses, and it also gave me names of people who were like associated with Legion and that address. One of those names was his ex-wife. I've always known he's always told me the name of the ex-wife, but now I see it when I ran his background. I did a search for her on social media. She was not there. So the address that it showed that she was associated with him, because remember his story is we got married in San Diego, we lived in San Diego, we divorced in San Diego. Men lie, women lie. The U.S. federal government, which your social security number does not. So he's saying he was always in California. His social security number never showed that he was in California, according to the background check. It did show that he had lived in Georgia at an address associated with the ex-wife. So tried to find the ex-wife, could not find her on social media. So I looked in the metro counties to protect her identity. This, I am going to not divulge a lot on this part. I looked in the metro counties in the open record courts. So typically, you know, you can look in like Superior Court or Magistrate Court or Probate Court. So I looked in open records for the different counties, metro Atlanta counties. Let me be clear, metro Atlanta counties. And I looked under her name, and I found where they had filed for divorce in a metro Atlanta county. So when he said that he filed for divorce in San Diego.
Ooh. Damn. Yeah, government don't lie, bro. The government does not
about
lie.
Stuff like this.
They
not about their paper trails.
No. I mean, they're questionable at best, and they can be shady at times, but not about that.
Nope. Hey guys.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know what I was on before, but McDonald's doesn't have the McDonald's sauce anymore.
Oh,
Luckily,
no.
I had one like here in the kitchen. I don't know what I was on before, but this sauce is like crazy good.
Is it one of those things that has to grow on you? Because I did not enjoy it.
I like it now.
Well, I was telling her
Grow
that
me.
that it reminds me of the Chinese like Hoisin chili hot Hoisin whatever sauce or however you say it. Hoisin, thank you. The chili hoisin sauce. That's what it reminds me of. But that I like that sauce. I thought it was good. I'm disappointed that Squatchin didn't like it. That makes me sad. But at least she tried it though. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I tried it. I gave it a shot.
And that he was married in San Diego. I was able to find, no, according to the state of Georgia, you were married here. You were divorced here. So I looked under her name, found a record for divorce, and it did show his name. So now I clearly see on my computer that there is a Metro Atlanta County Court that has a divorce record in the state of Georgia between him and his ex-wife. So I did what any rational person would do, because this is still kind of COVID time. Well, not really. It had nothing to do with COVID. Let me take that back. Because of the parameters of the court, you can only do the open records request in person. I did what anybody would do. I told my boss I had to go. I grabbed my purse, grabbed my keys, and I drove to the court to do the open records request in person. The open records request was for the divorce documents. Go back in the series, and remember I did a background on the ex-wife. I told you all exactly what was told to me. He met her in California, he married her in California, he divorced her in California because she cheated on him. He filed for divorce, she tried to get spousal support, it was going to be a little ugly, he was helping her with the kids. That was the story that was told to me. So,
prediction.
Went to the court.
What?
I think he said that so she would be far away, and that he actually cheated, right? But he wouldn't admit that, because why would you, it's not very smart to date someone who's cheated, and,
True.
That's my prediction. I think he just didn't want her to meet her and then find out how much of a shitty person he is.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Probably.
What do you think, Squatchin? Do you agree, or what do you think?
Yeah, I'm on board with that.
Yeah, okay.
She knows.
Filled out the paperwork, got the open records request for the divorce decree, for the divorce records.
Oh, no.
First thing I see, he didn't file, she did. Second thing I see, they didn't make it more than 6 months. I see the date of marriage, I see the date of.
Oh, that's not good. Ooh.
Cheaters.
Okay. Wow. Well, because at this point they're married. The both of them have been married for what, 3 months?
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah.
Wow.
3-4.
Of dissolution, 6 months. Third thing I see, he was served in Metro Atlanta, which means that at the time of the divorce, he was living in Metro Atlanta. California was never mentioned. Fourth thing I see, he filed what is called a pauper affidavit. If you don't know what that is, I'm going to do my best to explain it real quick. Basically, he filed an affidavit with the court saying that he is so poor, he could not afford the fees to pay for a divorce. He couldn't afford a filing fee. He couldn't afford a service fee. That is what a pauper affidavit is for. All of this is in the divorce documents.
Yeah.
She had filed. She said it was irreconcilable differences. She was not requesting any money whatsoever.
Bank account
And
ain't
both of them
real.
had
Probably because
signed
they had
a
none.
pauper affidavit. He was served in Georgia at his previous employment. According to the divorce documents, he was served at like a grocery store. That is what was listed as his employment.
Ooh.
Motherfucker was working at Walmart.
Probably.
He's working at
Or
Walmart in
or
Buckhead,
Target.
Georgia. Probably fucking. Listen, I mean,
or Target.
or a Kroger or something.
Or Kroger.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Walgreens.
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 And shelves.
Walgreens. That's funny. Okay, well then here's then okay,
Or
if he
Publix.
hold up. If he well, then that makes sense as to why where all the well that's the other question then too, I guess. Where did all that money come from?
Credit card. I don't know.
What money?
The money that he had in his savings and everything in his Chase account.
The one that
yeah,
he
the-
refused to show her, but
Well-
showed
No,
a
the one he
quote
did
unquote
show.
screenshot.
The one that he did show that had like 15 grand in it or something like that.
Yeah.
But we know he's full of shit that he didn't have all that money, obviously because of the car and the house and all that other stuff. But
Yeah.
I'm wondering how he got able to, didn't she say, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't she say in one of the beginning parts of this that she saw his bank account and that it was like at least 97,000 or something like
Yeah.
that in there?
9,600, I think.
Yeah. So that's
And you know what?
where
I'm gonna
where he
use a line from one of my heroes here, CM Punk. I'm gonna say he shares a bank account with his mother.
Ooh, that's a good. Ooh, I
Except
never
isn't
thought
the
of
mother not? Isn't the mother dead?
that. No,
Well, there was life
No?
insurance. Oh,
I don't think the mom is dead. No, I think
Well-
one of his brothers is passed away. I believe. No, you're right. No, both of the parents are deceased. You're right. Both of the parents are deceased. That's right. He's
Life
only got his
insurance.
siblings. Yeah, life insurance. Yeah, that's true. That could be it. Yep.
Mm.
Oh boy.
And it had a date of when he was served. So I see all of this in one day. I also see where on the divorce documents, she listed her name, her address, and her phone number. So I
Oh,
did
boy.
what any rational person would do. I wrote down the
there
phone
we
number.
go.
There was a 50-50 chance that the number was already disconnected. She could be like me. I'm one of those people. Honey, you can sneeze at a 27-degree angle. I would change my number so quick, you ain't even know what hit you. You can talk to me at 5 o'clock, and at 5:05, my number has been changed. So she could have been like me, and the number is not even active. Or she could be like some people I know who have kept their number since kindergarten. Either way, I wrote the number down. I left the court, and I immediately went back to work. And the same friend who helped me when I had my miscarriage, I told her, I was like, I got this phone number. This is the ex-wife. She was like, girl, you
What a
better
good
call.
friend.
You better call and find out from her. Because I think she said to me, can't nobody tell you what is going on quite like the ex-wife. So,
True.
part 28 is the phone call that I had with the ex-wife.
Oh, let's go.
All right, and next
getting
stream-
good
no, I'm
now.
kidding.
Yeah, and next stream, guys. I'm kidding.
Absolutely
kidding.
not.
We're kidding.
No.
We're kidding. But yeah. Oh. Okay. This is starting to get even more juicy. Here we go. Wow.
part 28 of Who the Fuck Did I Marry? So I had the phone number, went back to work. My really good friend was like, you better call her. You can use my phone, but call her. So I called her. She answered. We use aliases. And the conversation went like this. May I please speak with Barbara? This is Barbara. Barbara, this is Shirley. Shirley who? This is Shirley Jones. I am the wife of Legion. Silence. Then she starts laughing. And she said to me, and I quote, if you were calling me, then I know it's bad. I chuckled. Mm-hmm. And I said to her, I'm not trying to bother you. I'm not trying to disrupt your life. I said, I'm literally coming to you on some woman-to-woman shit. I said, because you are probably the only person who can help. She listened. She was gracious. And she said, what is it that you need to know? Or what is it that you want to know? And I said, I understand that you and my husband talk and communicate. And she immediately said, what? No, we don't. And I said, okay. She said, one thing you need to know about Legion. She said, whatever he tells you, it is a lie. And she said, again, let's go back to part 1. I told you guys that when he introduced himself or when we met, we actually had matched on 2.
Part 1 was dildo hair. Oh, good times. Good times. Good times. Hey, Edric! Good times, man. Good times. That seems like so long ago.
Yeah.
That seems like so long ago. Yeah. Sorry, I had to. I'm sorry, I had to. I'm sorry. 2
different sites. And he was under 2 different names. One was like the actual birth name. The other one was a nickname variation of that name. That's the name I know him by. So, for example, if his name was Matthew, he had a profile under Matthew, and then he had a profile under Matt. I would have known him as Matt. So she said to me, she was like, I don't even know who Matt is. She was like, that's not even his name. And so I knew what his actual government name, and she was like, no one calls him Matt. She was like, that must be his new personality. Or she was cracking a joke, but she was like, anything he tells you, you need to know is a lie. So I just asked her, I said, what was your experience? I said, because I can tell you the story he told me. And she stopped me right there. She said, whatever he told you was a lie. She said, let me guess. He told you I cheated on him. No. Let me guess. He told you that I wanted money from him. And I said, yeah.
Ooh.
She said, yeah, that's a complete lie. So we had a conversation where she told me how they met. They didn't meet online or anything. I said, well, were you guys ever in California? She said, no. She was like, that man ain't never been past the East Coast. So I said, okay. So you guys have always been in Georgia? And she said, yeah. She's like, we got married in Georgia. We got divorced in Georgia. And that's when she asked me, how did you even get my number? She said, because I want nothing to do with him. So how did you get my number? I said, I'm gonna tell you the truth. It ain't gonna make me look good. I told her, I said, this is what happened. And this is what led to me doing research. And this is how I got your number. And she laughed. She was like, wow. She was like, normally I would be freaked out. She said, but under the circumstances, she was like, wow, okay. She said, yeah, if you're calling me, then it must have gotten pretty bad. She says,
wow. Oh, wow. Well, you know what? At least she did it. She did it. Mm-hmm. You know, I gotta give her props where props is due. At least she realized that he was full of shit, and she's getting all of her ducks in a row, and she's taking fucking action. I gotta give her props for that. I do. Mm-hmm. She's wanting to take this mofo down. Like, down. Whew.
So what did he promise you? And we talked for about 35 minutes. She asked me in that phone call, she said, look, I want nothing to do with him. I have not spoken to him since our divorce was finalized. She said, so I would just appreciate if you keep me out of whatever's going on with y'all. And I told her, I said, I give you my word, I will never tell him I spoke to you. I said, I give you my word. I said, this conversation is for me. It is not for me to use in any sort of legal.
Ooh, I wonder how he found out. By watching this, I bet.
Oh, probably. Wait.
Or what?
Do we know
I don't think he actually watched her series.
Oh.
From what was said in the little bit of the interview I caught.
Oh. Oh no. Well, I don't know if that's. Well, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It depends.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Squatching. How much of it did you watch? Because you.
Bits and pieces.
Okay, fair. That's fair. That's fair.
And mostly in the background.
Woo! I can't wait till we get to that. I can't wait.
It's gonna be fun.
Litigation, nothing. This is for me. And I said I don't plan to call you again. I don't plan to be a disruption in your life. I just needed to know, how bad is it? And she paused and she said, it's bad. She said, I don't know what all y'all got going on. She said, but if it's anything like what it was for me, it's bad. So we talked a little bit more. She was very encouraging. She was like, girl, do not blame yourself. She said, I went through that and I had blamed myself. She was like, this is not on us. This is on him.
Yep.
She was like, he is a master liar.
100%. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
A master manipulator. She said,
but, like I said before, I understand why she is blaming herself, because what do women do when they find out that they're scorned usually? They blame themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It always happens. Always.
I ignored the red flags, so she was like, do not feel as though this is on you. We talked about there's an ex-girlfriend that shares the same name as his aunt. She and I talked about her. She said the reason why they broke up, because the ex-girlfriend, I didn't know this, the ex-girlfriend had reached out to her about 6 months before he met me. And so the ex-girlfriend lived in Douglasville. On Legion's driver's license, he had a Georgia driver's license with a Douglasville address. What he told me was that it was the address that his sister, because remember I told y'all his sister Shantae lives in Douglasville. She's a nurse, married with 2 kids. So he told me that the address on his license, it was his driver's license, was to Shantae's house. The ex-wife is telling me, no, that's the address for the ex-girlfriend. He had moved in with her, and
wow,
he created this whole narrative with her. She found out that he was lying, and she kicked him out. And so I guess after she kicked him out, she then reached out to the ex-wife, kind of the way I did for confirmation. And so the ex-wife was just telling me, whatever that man has told you, it is a lie. She said, I got out before it got too bad. She said, because once I knew he was lying, I was out. She was like, because he's never going to change.
Smart.
And so, again, conversation went on. And so finally, we were getting ready to get off the phone.
Smart. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Now, sorry, I was taking a bite of my Cajun pasta I made earlier. Sorry, excuse me. But now, I understand the women are different. That she obviously did not, Risa, I'll just call her Risa for this purpose because of what's on the video. I understand that Risa didn't leave, right? And we've been asking that pretty much this whole entire time. Why didn't she just leave? Why didn't she just leave? You know, which is a valid question and a valid criticism. Like, why didn't she just leave? But now we're getting to the part, like I said, to where, like I said a minute ago, to where she's getting receipts. And she's wanting to take this mofo down.
Yep.
Like, down. And that's smart on her part, because he probably doesn't know which way is fucking up, and he's probably not even aware of it at this point. I can't wait till we watch that interview and figure out when he says he figured out that that all this was going on. I can't wait. Because I want to hear what he has to say. But with the ex-wife though, she's obviously a different type of woman. She's obviously like, nope, fuck you, bye, I'm out. And again, that is smart, but I also think what Risa is doing too, not just with this, but with her going to the courthouse and all that too, is smart as well, because she's wanting to get receipts. She's wanting to make sure that she has, like I said, all of her ducks in a row before she does anything to, leave or whatever. So that is smart on her part too. So. Were you gonna say something, Squatchin'?
I think I found some, I don't know if it's Good Morning America talking about the story or if they're interviewing her.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw something about that. Or there's a clip of them interviewing her, and then I think I said this before at the last stream that we did on this, that there is a update that she did about 2 weeks ago, I think,
Okay.
something like that, fairly recently. So, and again, like I said, I haven't watched any of that because obviously wanted to watch this first with spoiler free. But yeah, we will cover that too.
And before we got off the phone, I said to her, I said, if everything is a lie, I said, I have one question for you. And she said, sure. I said, how is your daughter?
Oh no.
I said, how is your daughter? Next part coming up.
Oh no.
Don't tell me that was the one thing that was real, I swear to
Part
God.
29, who the fuck did I marry? So I asked her, how is your daughter? She said, my daughter's fine. And I said,
my daughter is fine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Surprise.
Wow.
Bro. Oh my God. Wow.
okay. She said, what did he say about my daughter? And I will be honest with y'all, I didn't have the heart to tell her. So what I said instead,
I wouldn't have either. I'm not gonna lie. I would not know what to say to that, like, at all. No. Mm-mm. I probably wouldn't tell her either. Would you?
I
guys
would.
Would you?
Yes.
Because
I mean, if he's going around saying, like, if I were her and some dude was going around saying that my kid was dead, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I would want to know. Wring his neck myself.
I get that. Oh yeah, no, I see your point. But with me personally, I don't know if I actually okay. I don't know if I would say something about it. I don't know if I would or not. I really don't, because it would depend on like what emotional state I'm in, or the circumstances. But I don't know if I would do that. Toxic. What would you do? Would you tell or not tell? Would you tell her? Yeah. I truthfully don't know if I would or not. I don't know. It would truthfully depend on the circumstances. I would think that I wouldn't, or that I would. I see both. I see both scenarios happening. I see both of your guys' points, but I personally don't know if I would do it though. Wow. Whew.
it was, oh, no, it was, with everything with COVID, I think he mentioned that she might have had COVID or was exposed to it. I downplayed it bad. I wasn't going to tell that woman that he said.
But best believe I would be on that phone holding it in as best as I could and trying to maintain my composure. I would. Yeah, that's legit.
Her daughter passed away. So she did, I said, obviously I'm glad to hear that kids are fine. She said, look, whether you stay with him or not, it's your choice. She said, he ain't gonna change. He ain't gonna change at all. She said, this is what he does. She said, you're not the first. You're not gonna be the last. She said, he did it to me. She was very, very encouraging, because she was just like, you do not blame yourself. She said, we both ignored red flags, but it is not your fault. She said, this is on him. And so we, once again, I thanked her for her time. Got off the phone. I took the long way home that night. I could not be around him. I could not be around him.
I would not be around him either. I would be avoiding him like the fucking plague. That is crazy.
I had to figure something out. I had to figure some things out. So I took a long way home. What does that mean? It means that I probably could have taken 75 to 285, but I probably took 20 to 75 to 285 to 675 kind of thing. Like, I just took a long way home. A couple of days later, because my mind was spinning. A couple of days later, at this point, I'm turning into the FBI, CIA, and Homeland Security all in one. Literally.
I mean, can anybody blame her?
Nope.
Jeez.
I'm trying to find everything. And he's carrying on his business as usual. Nothing changed with
Homeland
him.
Security
No
busy trying to find what's his
he had
face.
no idea I had gone to court and saw his divorce documents.
Homeland Security trying to find P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
He had no idea. So, a couple of days later, I decided to look up his mother's obituary. Look up the mother's obituary. And down at the bottom where it talks about, oh, she's preceded in death by, and it lists all the people, the family members that died before. And then it says, leaving behind to cherish her memory. It lists the husband, his dad, her husband, excuse me. Let me start over. It lists her husband, which is Legion's dad. It lists Legion's brother that lives in Philly and his wife, because again, this is she passed away in 2015. So it lists Legion, the brother in Philly, and his wife and daughter, her granddaughter. It lists Legion and his wife, I think it was like Latoya or something. It did not list the ex-wife I just spoke to. And it clearly said Legion, his wife, Latoya. Then it listed the brother in Nashville, his wife, Jane, or whatever. So I'm thinking to myself, there's two things I was thinking immediately. Number one,
where's all the sisters?
Latoya. Never heard that name before. So I was thinking, who was Latoya? And then number two, where are the two sisters? Shantae and Kim. Shantae lives in Douglasville, married with 2 kids. Kim lives in Augusta, and I believe he told me she worked at like Procter & Gamble. So why aren't they listed on here? Because apparently, go back to the video. I posted it on there. I gave y'all background on the family. He apparently was one of 5 through both parents. Brother in Philly, older brother, younger brother in Nashville, an older sister in Douglasville.
She needs a tripod. She needs to put the phone down.
So why is it on his mother's obituary?
I'm getting dizzy.
3 children. Or 2 sisters. So I'm even more.
Same, not gonna lie, same.
Or like, what in the hell is going on? And then I started thinking to myself, why wouldn't they list Shantae? Like, they talk all the time, so I know that they're close because he talks to Shantae all the time. So I really was confused. Again, keep in mind, I'm trying to give y'all insight into how I was thinking May of 2021, because I still didn't find out a lot of stuff at that time. I found out enough to figure out, okay, it's not a question of if he's lying. That was over. It's not a question of if he's lying. The question now is becoming, what else is he lying about? So we had the phone call with the ex-wife. Now I see an obituary that apparently there's another wife. I know on our marriage certificate, it only states he had one previous marriage. I had 0, he had 1. So this is how I'm thinking in my head, which is, okay, what am I missing here? I know we've established that he's lying, but who the fuck is Latoya? Like, I'm really trying to understand who is Latoya. And again, he's hobbling around the house, limping, and I'm in in the bedroom, just, I could not get on Google fast enough to try to figure some stuff out. So, see the mom's obituary, study it, and at this point, I'm now trying to figure out, okay, what's the game plan? What is the game plan? And that's where we are about to get into the next part.
Okay, this is part 30.
All
right, we made it to 30, y'all. Do we want to go to 35? What do we want to do?
Let's try for 35, see
going.
how far we get.
Okay.
30 of Who the Fuck Did I Marry? So I'm going to use this as a clarification video. So we're going to use part 30 as a stop. Let's clarify some things. I've done that before on a previous set of videos, so I think it's just important to do that so that way I can try to address some of the things that I have seen in the comments, both supportive and just downright mean. But let me clarify some stuff. Number 1, it is important to remember that I am telling this entire story of how I met, dated, married, and divorced my pathologically lying ex-husband. I am going in chronological order of events. So what that means is that, ma'am, sir, whoever you are, if you were coming in at part 30, but you have not seen part 11, some stuff is not going to make sense. I know. It is a long playlist. And don't worry about watching the video as soon as it comes out, because
well, that's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we're not going any. Yeah, we have not. Like I said, I have not. I know Squatchin has seen a little bit of the interview. I have not seen anything else outside of this. So I don't want to be spoiled with anything. I wanna find out.
In the comments, and I say this respectfully, it's just because you did not go to the other videos and
Oh, my friends would be knowing. I'm just putting that out there. They
No.
well, okay, hold on, back up. I would think I would tell them. I would think I would tell them, and I think that I would know in my heart of hearts that they would eventually end up knowing, because I wouldn't be able to keep that in. I wouldn't be able to keep that in. I would have to tell at least one of them. But that's my thought anyway, is that I would hope and be able to tell at least one of my friends. What would you guys do? Would you at least tell one person or not say
Yeah, somebody
anything at
would
all?
know.
Yeah.
Somebody would know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would tell. Would you tell at least one person at least?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair. Who? Okay. Well, I would ask who would you tell, but that's probably a complicated question. You probably wouldn't know. I know who I would tell. I would tell wifey. That's what I would do. Wifey would be right up there. Yes, absolutely.
this guy, he's dating our daughter, our niece, our cousin, our granddaughter.
And my bestie Jenna. Those two. So two. Those two would be the first to know.
He seems to be a really nice guy. He seems to really love her. From what he has told us, he's done well for himself. He played football. And he has worked at this company 6-7 years. And financially, he is in a good place. From what we understand, he just...
Okay, I'm just putting this out here right now. If my mother walked into my house and saw that me and Mr. Huck were quiet and peaceful, she'd be like, what's going on?
Aw.
She'd be like, something's up. Something is up. Now, she may not say it right away, but she would say it eventually. She would say it after she left, and I know my mother. Cause she'd be like, what's going on? What's going on? That's exactly what she would do.
So for
No, that's not nice. That's not cool. Don't bring looks into it. Don't bring looks into it. That's not cool.
Don't validate it with a response either, let's be honest.
True.
I mean, true. That too. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, but don't bring attention to that kind of thing. Just don't. I've gotten called ugly before, and it happens. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but you know what? Mr. Huck finds me beautiful, damn it. And
As
that's
he
what
should.
matters. Sorry, I had to. But that's the thing, is that you don't bring attention to that. Just don't. It's not worth it.
to understand,
Company helicopter. Was that brought up before? Did I just forget?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
where we're introduced to the fact that he was starting to shop for a company car that could not be more than
Okay, that I
$90,000.
knew,
That's what he
but
told me.
I
I
just-
didn't see this in the memo.
That I knew about the car, but for some reason the helicopter I totally forgot about. I don't know why.
Oh,
All right, here we go.
Part 31, who the fuck did I marry? So I found his mother's obituary online. It then told me, it listed his brother in Philly and his wife. It listed Legion, and then it said his wife. I took the name from the obituary and I did a Metro Atlanta court search with that name. I found a divorce record. I found a divorce record with Legion and the same woman's name that was in the obituary. In that divorce record, it looks like he's the one that filed for divorce. This would have been around 2016. This was after the mother's death. He filed for divorce. She was the respondent. I think that's the correct terminology. Both had a temporary protection order against each other. He had one against her. She had one against him. The divorce ended up getting granted, finalized. Then it looks like he went on his way. In the course of the search for her name, I discovered that at one point in time, the two of them had lived in Rhode Island. So that's the connection with Rhode Island, because for the longest time I could not figure out who lived in Rhode Island. That's where that came from. The two of them, he and this woman, lived in Rhode Island several years prior, or a few years prior. I could not find the obituary for his dad. I searched and I searched. I could not find the obituary for his father. For whatever reason, I knew his grandmother's name. I just randomly decided to do a Google search of the grandmother's name. Initially, nothing came up because I was looking for the grandmother's name in Philly. Nothing came up. I looked for the grandmother's name down here in Georgia. Found a record, but it was not. It wasn't quite clear. What was clear was that she had died several years prior. So what I found was a different website where it was like a legacy.com type thing. So I believe legacy.com holds old obituaries. Did a search for her name, found a match. That is when I discovered that she actually had passed away in July of 2008. Read the caption or the obituary and verified that in fact it was his grandmother. Because at the bottom of it, again, obituaries tell you a lot. It names who she leaves to cherish her memory. So it lists all the different family members. It lists the brother in Philly. It lists Legion, no spouse, and then a brother in Nashville. Once again, it did not list the two sisters, Shantae and Kim. So I'm even more like, okay, clearly something, is up when it comes to Shantae and Kim. But what I do know is that he has talked to them multiple times in front of me. So I'm not sure what I'm missing. Maybe some family feud happened. Honestly, I don't know. So that is how I discovered that when he told me the grandmother died from COVID and he was crying, boo-hooing, and all that shit, she actually had died in July of 2008. I found.
Wow. Oh my god. Oh my god. Any thoughts, guys? You got anything? I got nothing right now.
I'm at a lot. I don't know.
Why?
Take a shot every time Legion lies.
Oh
Yeah,
no, you get
literally
alcohol
everything is just a
poisoning.
lie.
You'll get alcohol. We here at KHuck do not condone alcohol poisoning. Please do not do that. Thank you.
3 sips of Baileys.
There you go. Yeah, take a sip anytime that you hear a lie from Legion. Exactly. Oh God, what the? Oh Jesus Christ!
Found this out the same time that I found out about allegedly, and I say allegedly because I'll explain. Allegedly, the first wife, or at least what I think is the first wife. So while all this is going on, Legion is almost bedridden from what happened with his knee. And I need to take a moment to address this issue.
Karma.
With the knee. Again, the story started, he hit his knee. Then it turned into, it was an old football injury. And this has happened before. He's going to the doctor. The doctor's telling him to ice it and to elevate it. He eventually moves into the guest bedroom to be more comfortable. I'm going to make this statement. This is probably the only time I will make this statement.
Well, then what do you explain what Squatchin found out then? Or what Squatchin heard?
Do you want me to tell you what he said?
Will it spoil anything?
Oh, probably.
Ah, shit.
It's big. It's big, big, big.
No, don't tell us.
Yeah, no, don't
You
tell
can't.
us. Don't tell us. No.
I promise.
Was not eating. When I met this man,
Dang
he was
it.
a size 3X. At this point in time in May,
That was the first thing that popped into my head too. That if he's losing weight like that quickly, that's what I was thinking too.
Injuries from a football injury. I said to him, the next time you have a doctor's appointment, I want to go. It was that bad. And he kept making excuses like, okay, fine, I'll make the appointment. I'll let you know what it is. Cool, I will take off work. I want to be at that doctor's appointment because whatever is going on with you is serious to the point where you are losing weight rapidly within a 2-week span. So now.
Ooh, yeah, that's not good. That's not. Oh, I can only imagine what that excuse is or what that response is now. Squatching, my head is running all over the place. Am I ever gonna guess it? Will I ever guess?
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, you could try.
If I were to really seriously super think about it, I probably would figure it out. Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
It could happen.
Okay. Oh, fair enough.
Now we can go ahead. Part 32.
That's what did it. There you go. There you go. That's what did it.
Part 32. Who the fuck did I marry? All right. So we're now in June. By this point in June, I have been offered the new job, accepted it, put in my 2-week notice at my previous job, and was going to be starting the new job later on in the month. So when he laughed, where I told him I wanted to get a new job, that laughter fueled me to get a new job.
Who's
So
laughing now?
here's what happened. At the beginning of
Yeah,
June.
laugh at his knee.
He's at this point. He's
Yeah, exactly like that.
Little maniacal laugh. Do a maniacal laugh to his knee. Oh, jeez. Whoo wee.
completely bedridden. When I say completely bedridden, what I mean is, I'm trying to clarify this so it makes sense. From what I see, he is going to work, but he's calling out a lot more. Okay, so he had already left the condiment company and was working for Apple. So he's calling out quite a bit because the pain is pretty bad. So he's hardly eating at this point, hardly. For example, if I were to say, oh, I ordered a 10-piece wings, he's eating 2. And that's it. That's all I would see him eat. I was going to work and coming home. The house was in the exact same place that it was when I left. Nothing in the kitchen had been moved. Nothing in the refrigerator had been moved, which led me to believe that he had not left the bed from the time I left to go to work until the time I came home. At this point in time, he's drinking Powerades like it's water. I mean, I'm buying cases of Powerades. And that seemed to be the only thing that he was taking in. So.
My brain is going to different places now as to what could be causing this. I have different theories. I don't know if I want to say them or not. Okay.
I don't
Say them.
know.
He was, well, from the sounds of it and from what it looks like, he was faking it the entire time, and he would leave the house, or is what I'm thinking, that he would leave the house and he would go off and do shady shit. That's what I'm thinking. But
I think
But-
he's faking it too.
but why the losing of the weight though? That's the thing. Why? How?
I mean, you
Drugs,
can't
I
keep
don't
your
know.
weight up if you're not eating. If he's only eating 2 wings at a time.
Yeah, but why the loss of appetite though? That's what I'm thinking. Like, why all of a sudden is that happening? You know, like what could what could cause that? Besides, and you know, unless you're, and again, this has happened. Unless you're on or prescribed like some type of pain med to where it does alter your appetite, with him taking that pain med, that could do it. But I don't know if that would be the cause. I don't know.
Maybe he's addicted to more than just those.
Maybe.
Maybe that's another good theory.
Maybe he picked up a little addiction. Maybe he's got some bigger
Oh.
problems.
Maybe.
That's a very good theory. Okay.
A game theory.
A game theory.
Oh, if he was a 3x when I met him, he's probably at a 1x, maybe a 2x, depending on the clothes. He's lost a lot of weight
Wow.
because he's not eating. So that's the reason why I say he wasn't faking whatever was going on.
Good for him.
I think the knee.
Not in the way that he's doing it. That's not healthy. Not from the sounds of it, anyway.
Was a symptom. That was
Terrible.
not some football injury. That was not, I hit it at work. It wasn't that. Something else was going on. I had kept asking him to, let me know when you have a doctor's appointment. I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go with you. And he just kept saying the doctor. So he's calling the doctor, and the doctor told him to just keep icing the knee. But I knew better. What was happening was I didn't care because of all the stuff I was finding out. So, beginning of June, he is in the bed, sleep, and I get his phone. I ain't gonna lie. I got his phone. He had a work phone and he had a personal phone. It was the work phone that he had from the condiment company that apparently was never turned in. Follow me. It'll all come out. So he still had the work phone. It was deactivated. But he did not wipe the phone, if y'all know what I mean. Take all the data off. He did not do that. So I look through the phone and I see this would have been text messages. Text messages between him and a woman named Peaches.
Do you think she was hopeless?
Probably.
Probably. Probably. Yep.
I'm very punny today.
Yeah, I can tell. I can tell. Yeah, if I swear to Jesus, if I never hear the name Hopeless Peaches again, I think I will be totally okay.
Well, they
But
are in Georgia, and it is the peach state, so
true. Named Peaches. Oh my god. Of course her name was Peaches. Of course it was.
I go back to the beginning of the text messages. This is on the work phone. This is the beginning of June of 2021. I go back to the text messages the beginning of the text messages between him and Peaches. Yes, that was her name, Peaches. I'm reading the thread because he's knocked out sleep. So I'm in the bathroom with the door locked, reading the thread.
I didn't want to say it.
And what I can tell is that he met Peaches on POF. If you don't know what POF is, it is Plenty of Fish, a dating website.
Oh, here we go.
I saw the messages in June, so he met Peaches around February. Met Peaches from POF.
Damn.
Oh, he's married and on dating websites.
Oh, for shame, sir. For
Apparently
shame.
so.
Jeepers.
Mm.
And apparently Peaches was, there's no nice way to say it. Apparently Peaches was a prostitute. So the reason why I say
no,
that
you don't
in the
say.
text messages, she's listing the prices. So he asked for a hand job. This is in the text messages. She told him it would be like $40. He asked how much would it be for oral. She said it would be $60.
Hey, Maggot.
Hey, Maggot.
Squatching is singing Millions of Peaches.
Yes. Yes, I am.
Because it was $60 and $80. One was the price with a condom, one was the price without one. So no messages after that. She sent a picture, he sent a picture. No messages after that. So in other words, these messages were not back to back every single day. There's breaks in between the messages. So like a message was in March, the next message is in April. A message in April, next message is like 2 weeks later.
Ooh.
So he's asking her the prices. Next message I see would have been from a few weeks prior to the date of this. So this was the beginning of June. The message is from sometime beginning of May, where he is thanking her and says to her, thank you so much. That was really great. I hope I can see you again. Then there's messages where she said, hey, basically she was at a new spot. She must have moved. So he said, okay, I'm gonna come through. I'm gonna come see you. He's asking her to confirm the address. He was like, is it the house with the brown trash can with a white car in the front? She says, yeah. So I'm thinking he was actually in front of the house when he's texting these messages. Then again, he does whatever he does, and he sends her a message a few hours later saying, thank you. That was great. I'm reading all this.
Oh, shit.
And I will tell you guys something that
you
may or may not understand. Some women may or may not understand it. The cheating didn't even faze me. I didn't cry.
Yeah, you got a little bit more going on there.
I mean, she's not. I get what
she probably honestly doesn't
get
love
it.
him already at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah,
I mean, she told the pastor that she's on her way out. So like,
hey Reese, welcome back. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to go watch anime. Okay, well you go have fun with that, Maggot. Thank you. See you later. No, I can totally understand where she's coming from. I can 100%. I get it. Yeah, I get it totally.
Did not feel like, what did I do wrong? I was relieved. The reason why I was relieved is because up until this point, I kind of struggled a little bit on whether or not, God, I know, Lord, you hate divorce, but I can't stay with a guy that lies. So when I saw the cheating stuff, I was like, oh shoot, thank you, Jesus. Okay. Because I know my Father in heaven's going to forgive the fact that I'm a divorcing for infidelity. Go ahead. It's fine. Jesus will forgive me. So I was relieved, to be honest with you. Like, oh, okay. I got grounds now, bitch. That's how I felt. So
damn it, Reese.
Forwarded the message.
Reese, no!
Or excuse me, I had to take my phone because the phone was deactivated. So I kind of had to do a little ghetto. Hold the phone up, take my phone, and take pictures of what I see on the phone so that I would have proof on my phone. Then I put the phone back and continued on. Now, in the next part is the day that he gets kicked out. And I will tell y'all what happened.
Let's go.
Ooh, let's go. Oh, wow. Okay, here we go. All right, who's ready for what part is this? This is going to be part 33, I believe.
33, yeah.
Okay. Let you in? What do you mean let you in? You're not in waiting.
Crawl in waiting.
Go in waiting, Gigi.
We'll drag you in, Gigi. Come on.
Well, then
What
get
you
in
waiting
here.
for?
Then get in here. Come on, let's go.
Waiting to pull you in, Gigi. Waiting on you. We're stopping the whole show just for you.
Well, get in here. You've been on one today, though. I'm not going to lie, but it's hilarious. She's been a busy bee. She formed a coup against Nerdy. She's been playing Fortnite.
That was a good coup. That was so good.
Well, come on in here, ma'am. We're not going to go much longer. We're probably going to go about another 30 minutes or so. Your Discord is glitching? Okay. Well, we'll wait. We will wait patiently.
So what are you thinking of this so far, Toxic?
I'm glad she's finally about to leave. I'm glad. I guess I don't believe her with the whole religious excuse to get out because there's a couple other things going on there that I think but other than that,
I agree. Okay.
I think that's just her excuse for like.
Okay, here's Gigi. Oh,
hey,
you got
Gigi.
her. Never mind.
Hello.
Hello, my dear. How are you?
Hey.
I'm good. I mean, I'd be better if I had won my last Fortnite game, but I guess it was not.
That's alright. That sucks. Well, how close did you come? Were you close at all or
second.
no?
We got second. Nice. We're not that bad.
Nice. Oh, no,
So
that's
you
awesome.
choked. What you're telling us is you choked when it mattered most.
Listen to me,
Yeah.
okay? Don't even with me today, all right? Listen, we've been at it for like what 2.5 hours, and it's just been a real sweaty day. It's just been a real
sweaty day. Well, let's see here. I just got done saying that. Let's see here. You formed a coup today. You played Fortnite. What else have you done?
Oh, listen. You know what's interesting about that is I actually have an answer to that. We also have been deciding which is the gayest letter.
Like from the alphabet?
Yeah, like from the alphabet.
Oh.
You guys
is it not
guess
G?
What letter was initially proposed and what some of the other letters that we have on the board right now are?
Is one of them not G?
One of them is Q. That's right, Scratching your
Q was one I was gonna say.
Yeah, Q.
Okay, I can see that.
X.
X was not on there, but I could see it. So,
V.
So here's the thing. The thing about V is I feel like W is the gayest letter because it's 2 V's. And so 1 V is the straightest letter. But
well, no, wouldn't I be the straightest letter?
No, I just means you're like a loser and alone.
Yeah. That seems more.
I think V is like touching tips.
Yeah. I mean, what?
You see where this discussion goes. So then I asked some of my IRL friends, and they gave me some ones I hadn't thought about. So Q came up, L for love, which I feel like.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah.
Okay, the problem is that Reese already said that the straights have to be L because there's no bigger L than being a straight.
Hey,
rude.
I mean,
here's the thing. As someone who has regularly dated men.
Yes.
I mean.
Well, I do have a wifey. I do have a wifey, so that's yeah.
So you're in here.
Yeah, I get it.
But one of them gave me Y because Y is at least bisexual because it can't decide if it's a consonant or a vowel. So, important things.
Makes sense.
I love it. Gigi, I love your brain too. Oh, I love it. I love your brain. I love everybody's brain here. You guys are awesome.
So anyways, where are we at in the story? I'm very familiar.
Yes, you are very familiar. Yes.
What have you learned?
Oh god, we've learned all sorts of stuff. We're at the part where she's getting ready to kick him out. We're on part 33.
Have you guys decided at what point in this story you would have walked? Like, have you reached the point in the story where you're like, okay, circumstances were different and she's a different person, but for sure by now I would have left.
I think we got to that part right around the time that the Europe trip fell through. I think that's
okay. KHuck, hold on.
What?
I was over at the point where the first house like fell through and she already knew about the lie.
Oh
no!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. After the miscarriage happened, after that happened, and that fell through, and that's when we were talking about that's when she should have left. But now that we know more, yeah, I say the first house I'd agree with too. Yeah,
I hear what you're saying about should have, but don't you feel like realistically? Also, Nintendo Mail's in waiting. I don't know if he was trying to come in here.
Oh, okay. I wait a minute.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just after that happens to people, at least in my experience, they're pretty down. Like, there's no way she was gonna leave someone who was like in some way a support for her when that happened. She just
yeah. But what Toxic brought up a good point in this though too in one of the streams that she no longer had ties to him, right? And so therefore she had a great chance to leave, or she had a better chance to leave because she wasn't going to be held down, or she wasn't going to be held down, but and I think Toxic was the one that brought that up, which is a good point. But I think that for me, after learning about the Europe trip and there was no ticket spot like at all, that there was just the itinerary, and then now we're on to she's bringing up about his knee injury, and apparently I'm sure that you probably know this. What really happened with said knee injury, we do not know. So we don't know anything else outside of this.
There is not, at least, I think even now, I have no idea what actually is the deal with the knee injury. And as far as I know, he also hasn't clarified, like, what the deal is exactly with the knee injury. Because later, I'm sure you guys already know this, that apparently he does get thinner for some reason, and that's as far as I know, still not explained.
Yeah,
it's
that's
weird.
She explains that he lost like a dress size, like 2 dress sizes, like 2 shirt sizes. Excuse me.
He went from a 3X to an XL.
Yeah. So, but we were trying to figure out like how that happened, and we were trying to theorize that, but apparently Squatchin had watched bits and pieces of the interview that he did, and apparently it's a doozy as to what really happened with that. So,
wait. When you say doozy, what you mean what he says happened, which was probably not what happened.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what he says in that interview about the injury. I guess is apparently something that will throw us off guard, and I'm scared. So, all right, ready for part 33, ma'am? Let's go. You ready?
Let's go. Let's do it.
Part 33, Who the Fuck Did I Marry? June 17th, 2021. So, you guys have been on this ride. You now know exactly what information I did have. The morning of June 17th, which was his birthday, he was in the bed as usual, Powerade bottles all over the place because I wasn't in the mood to clean. And so I went in his room. He was awake. He was watching YouTube on his cell phone. He watched a lot of YouTube, watching these 2 guys that always were fixing Jeeps on YouTube. And if I saw them, I would know exactly who they are, but I can't remember their name. It's a popular show on YouTube. Anyway, so I go in there and I just calmly sit on the edge of the bed, and I was like, can we talk? And he was like, yeah, what's up? I said to him, Legion, obviously I called him his name, Legion. I said, I'm going to ask you something. I just want you to be honest with me. So he starts, I can already see in his eyes, he's about to get defensive. I was like, calm, because this is the tone I had. Calm. I said, you never went to San Diego State, did you? He rolls his eyes and he's like, I said, calm down. Watch your tone. I said, you never went to San Diego State. I said, you never lived in California, did you? And he said, of course I lived in California. He's like, I fucking showed you the house I had in California. He said, I told you about San Diego State. I was a private citizen. My dad paid for me to be a private citizen. And I said, okay. I said, I called San Diego State. And he looked at me. His eyes were like empty. Like, he wasn't shocked. He wasn't like, oh my God. He was just more like, okay. I said, they have no record of you. I said, they have no record because you never went. You never been to California. So at this point, I'm very calm. And I'm just stating, I said, you never been to California. I said, I bet you've only lived in Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Rhode Island. At this point, now there's a little emotion behind the eyes. And I said, I don't think that this is going to work. And he said, what, the marriage? He was like, so what you saying? You don't want to be married to me anymore? And I said, I don't want to be married to you anymore. I said, we need to go our separate ways. We tried, but we need to go our separate ways. The way that I am talking to you all is exactly how I was talking to him.
I don't know if I would be that calm. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you guys be ladies? Would you be that calm if you were talking to him?
Oh,
Well, I'll
now
give
thought
you in a
about
minute.
And I
all
agree
right.
with Toxic that after the house thing, pregnant or not, I would have left then.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Okay,
would have
fair
never
enough.
gotten here. Because if I would have gotten here, like I wouldn't. I think that it's interesting that she was able to be calm because if I discovered that my partner had been lying to me to this degree and then on top of that they're cheating on me, like I think I would have a mental break. I wouldn't be able to have this conversation because I would have had a mental
Yeah,
break. Is what I'm
that's
saying.
that
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying is that I don't know if I would be that calm, but yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but
me.
you've also already been like in your own head about it for however long it's been now, right? So you've like your emotions have already been going, and unless you like
True.
go with the route of like bottling it up and exploding, which is probably like one situation, right? Like you're already like exhausted from how like mentally you've been like fucked.
Right. That's true. That is also true too. Yeah. But that's the other thing though too, right? Is that if that were yeah, no, I agree. I think that could go either way. Is that I could either just pop off or I could be like that, just accepting of the fact of what's going to happen and just accepting of the fact of what I found out. Yeah, that's true. Because she's known this now for at least what a month, excuse me, a couple months at this point, at least, if not longer. So
But she's
yeah,
been suspecting things. Oh yeah, no, that was the other thing. I do forget that all of this took place over the course of like a year and a half or something.
yeah, yeah. Because they met in 2020. They met like right at the beginning of COVID, and now this is 2021. So it's been a whole year. Yeah, over a year now. Yeah. Oh boy. Well, all right. Here we go.
Yeah.
And so he was like, that's not what marriage is. Marriage is, you have to fight for what you want. I said, I don't want this. And I don't want to fight for it. I said, I don't want you, and I don't want this. And so he was like,
Shit.
I'm not giving up on the two of us. I said, you don't have a choice. I said, I think that you should call your brother or your sister now. And I think that you need to pack a bag. And I think you need to get the fuck out my house.
Can
And he
I
was like,
pause really quick? You know what else?
Yeah.
Though?
Mhm.
The other thing about this is like, again, I feel I would never get to this place because here's the thing: if I somehow managed to be in a relationship with somebody, even for as short as a year and a half, which I agree is short, and then I realized that they had been lying to me the whole time, like my brain would immediately go to this person is super duper unhinged to be able to do this, which means I have no idea what happens if I confront them about it. Like,
Oh, that's a good point.
afraid of
Yeah.
like if that happened, like my first thing would be, okay, I'm gonna call my mom. I'm gonna call my mom first and be like, Mom, what do I do? And then two, I'm probably going to, because here's the thing, his name is on the lease, so I already know I couldn't call the cops about this, but I feel like I would call the cops
Mm-hmm.
so that they could be there while I like get my stuff and leave, and there would be like record of that, because that's the only thing I could think of to do, because like he's been lying to me aggressively for a year and a half. I'm supposed to think he's not gonna murder me, like when she says like I
Yeah.
just told him this calmly,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bit like, what if he was like, well, she caught, like some people when they get caught in a lie they get angry, they get
Yeah,
aggressive.
that's true. That's true. That's very, very true. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, yeah. You have a valid point. Yeah, because and that's also something that I probably, now that you mentioned that, that is actually something that I would probably. Oh, that's the thing is that I would think that I would know that, but at the same time, I don't know because like I said, I've never been in this situation before, so I can't relate. But that is a very good point, though, because you never know if you confront somebody that has been lying to you like that for God knows how long, and you've done it even before even before her. You did it to the ex-wife, and now that we know that, oh yeah, we saw the stuff about the ex-wife, about how she told her pretty much everything with him, and that he's a liar, and the daughter is alive. The daughter did not die.
Mm-hmm.
That part we saw too. I you don't know how that person is going to react that you're confronting. Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Yeah, I would be very scared. I would probably be like anxious and angry and everything else, but I think my first instinct would be like, I've been living with somebody who, like, could have murdered me at any moment, is what I would be thinking.
Oh yeah, no, that's very true too. Sad but true. Yeah, that's a good point. All right, okay, here we go. Let's watch this.
No, I don't really have time for this. You know I don't feel well. I said, I don't care. You need to get out of my house. Again, the way I know y'all are going to be like, she's so dramatic. And in real, I am actually a very dramatic person. But the way that I'm talking to you guys on this video is exactly how I was talking to him in the beginning of how this started. So I said, you need to call your brother or call your sister because she's in Douglasville, and you need to go stay there. You need to get out this house today. Basically what happened was at first he refused. He wasn't moving fast enough for me. And so he called his aunt, and his aunt was on speakerphone. Let me preface that. She was on speakerphone. And so she was like, what's going on? And he was like, my wife don't want me no more. She claimed that I'd be lying to her. I ain't never lied to her. I heard this.
Bullshit.
What's the analogy I can give y'all? When I heard him say to his aunt, I ain't never lied to her before, something in me snapped. The best analogy I can give you, do y'all remember that movie Carrie? When she was at the prom? And everyone was laughing at her. The blood had fallen down on her. And there was a moment where her eyes just went wild. And you knew something was about to happen. You just didn't know what. But y'all had pushed her too far. When he said to his aunt, I ain't never lied to her, I snapped.
Oh, I would too. I would too.
Jeez.
I would too.
Jesus.
Mr. Huck said he'd call Dr. Phil.
No, he
Hello, Dr.
wouldn't.
Phil.
No, he wouldn't. But
That'd be good content.
it would. That's true. That's true. But no, I would be. I would have snapped too. I would have. Yeah.
She was calm because she was having a mental break, is what I'm realizing.
Yeah. 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 Woo-hoo-hoo.
The calmness left. The amount of rage that was in me. I could have fought every member of the Kansas City Chiefs and beat every last one of their asses. I could have fought every member of the Atlanta Falcons.
Damn. Damn.
I'm not a violent person, but I was there. That statement, I ain't never lied to her, took me there. I went off. I went off. I went off so bad that first of all, every part of me was shaking. I called my mom. My mom was on speakerphone, and she's in Arkansas. My mom's a praying woman. I was cussing like a sailor. My mom finally said, put him on the phone. So I gave him the phone, and I'm standing there, and I'm looking around the room. It's the scene that I remember is the Angela Bassett scene in Waiting to Exhale, when her eyes.
Yes, I love that scene. Yes, that's one of my favorite scenes like ever. I love it. Anybody that has not seen that scene, Toxic, I know you probably haven't. I'm not trying to call you out, but you haven't? Oh, it's so good. You both need to watch it. Squatchin', please tell me you've seen it.
To be honest, I'm a little embarrassed to hear like I've never been that angry. When I was younger, I was a little hell demon, and I've been this angry in front of police. That's how much of a hell demon I was. Yeah, no, I had shitty friends when I was younger.
Oh, yeah, fair.
Yeah, so things happen. But yeah, so when she's saying like I saw red, I absolutely remember at least one incident where the person I was dating at the time after the fact told me that that I looked possessed the entire time, and I was like,
oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah, it was a whole thing.
Yeah, I bet. No, you three need to go look it up on YouTube. Waiting to Exhale, Angela Bassett, and watch the scene. It is a masterpiece. I love it. I love that scene. It's great. It explains a lot of where she's coming from too, to a certain degree, because I can feel it. When she brought that up, I could feel what she meant.
Eyes are darting around the room right before she grabs everything to put it in the car to set it on fire. I was more so looking at what weapons were in the room: the lamp, the TV, the dresser. I was looking. While she was talking to him, my eyes were darting around the room, because if he did not get his ass up and get his shit and get up out of my house, it was going to be bad. If I have never in my life been on TikTok and said had it not been for the blood, y'all, I know this is gonna sound dramatic. I know this is gonna sound like, girl, you so funny. You don't understand. Had it not been for the Lord on my side, had it not been for the fact that I know I got a praying mother, I know I had a praying aunt, I know I've had a praying grandmother in heaven, because I'm telling you, I clearly saw what was getting ready to happen had he not gotten up, got his shit, and got out of my house. So I'm trying to calmly say this because I'm trying to calmly tell this story because the rage had taken over me. The pure, unadulterated rage that I felt when he said to his aunt, I ain't never lied to her, after I had discovered only 2% of the lies at that point. Just 2%. So it was enough for me to be like, you need to get your stuff and go. So my mother gets on the phone and she says to him, Legion, she called him by name. She said, I am not there to control my daughter. She said, in the name of Jesus, get your stuff and get out that house, because I think...
In the name of Jesus, GTFO.
Right.
I definitely have boyfriends who have gotten this speech from my mother. Like, listen, I know my daughter. You need to stop.
Yeah, you need to get the hell out. Yeah, no, that's just I can so hear it in my head. Her mother telling her that to Legion. I can totally hear that in my head. Whew.
And she might kill you. Get out of the house. She's on my phone. His aunt is on his phone. His aunt said, nephew, come home. Home for her was Philly. She said, I'll send you money. Come home. Leave that house right now, she said, because I think that woman is about to kill you.
Oh, they all could feel it.
Let's go to part 34. Let's all just take a deep breath.
That's the definition of a diary of a mad black woman. I'm just saying. That's, whew. That, yeah. Ooh.
Part 34.
Okay. I think that we will, I'm not sure how long part 34 is. Do we want to still go to 35? Are we still good for 35?
I'm still good.
Okay. All right, cool. Okay.
Toxic, you good?
Sorry, my head, like, I'm jumping out of my skin right now because, like, I accidentally opened Twitter and saw something on wrestling, and I'm like, oh my god.
Shit.
But,
what did I tell you about opening up Twitter? You said you're not going to do it the whole night.
I had a notification.
Is it something? Okay, well, I know that you're itching to watch wrestling. I know you are. I know. But I okay.
Who the fuck did I marry? So the aunt told him, I'll send you money, come home. I'm yelling in the background, by the way. I'm not standing there calmly. I'm yelling. I said, oh, he got money. Yeah, you got money. You got money in that offshore account, right? You got money in that Chase account. You got money to drive. So do what you got to do. I told him, and I'm not going to repeat some of the stuff I said because my mom might see this TikTok. But I did tell him, I was like, if you don't get out of this house, actually what I said was, you have two options. You either going to leave this house voluntarily or you're going to leave this house involuntarily. And he tried to get a little nuck if you buck. He tried. And that's when
he tried. Damn. This is where the realness comes out. Like, even more so of the realness comes out. Woo. Woo-wee.
He was still on the bed, still laying in the bed. And he was just like, you ain't gonna do shit. Like, don't talk to me like you done lost your fucking mind. Da-da-da. And I calmly got close to him. I got like this close. And I literally said, I will beat you like the bitch you are. I dare you to try me.
Oh, damn.
Face?
Damn.
Look at that face. You think she's playing?
No, not at all. No. Whoo. Okay, I didn't know how to feel about her. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Throughout this whole thing, I've been very intrigued. Obviously, for this whole entire story has had me very intrigued. I wasn't sure how to feel about her in particular because, again, I wanted to feel bad for her because of what happened. I still somewhat do, to a certain degree. But, as we've talked about before, not just in this stream, but in other streams, like, why didn't you leave? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? That kind of thing. Again, easier said than done, right? When it comes to situations like that. But I'm telling you, I don't think that I've ever felt more close to her in this moment than I have before. I can totally relate. Yeah. Oh, God.
Literally beat you like the male bitch you are. And so when I said that, his eyes were like, I said, I'm not even playing. Because at this point, I'm rocking like back and forth. Y'all, again, I'm not some hardened type chick. I'm not. I want the soft lifestyle. But I have been pushed to the point. So I'm rocking, I'm walking back, I'm pacing. So finally, his aunt was able to get through to him. I had called my aunt, my mother, my aunt. I had called the pastor. I had called all these people because I did know that I was in a very dangerous place. Not because I'm scared of him. At this point, I was scared of me. I don't know if this has ever happened to someone where you know your own, you know yourself. You know that you got a line. I was over that line. So I had enough wherewithal to be like, okay, you're probably gonna go to jail today. You're probably gonna go to jail. You probably ain't gonna have that job in the morning. Like I was there. And again, this is not to sound bragging at all. This was a woman who I could not believe that even with the attempt of me trying to give him one last opportunity to tell me the truth, he still lied in my face. I was at my edge. So I yanked the covers back, and I told him, I was like, get up, get the fuck out of my house. Again, I'm saying it calmly on here. There was nothing calm in the house when this happened. So I'm throwing stuff up against the wall. I remember I looked at the lamp. He looked at me looking at the lamp, and I think something in him realized, okay, yeah, I'm in pain.
That was his sign.
Get up.
Yeah.
She's gonna do something with that lamp.
She's gonna do something. I'm laughing only because I can just. I'm only laughing because of the fact of how real this situation is. That is why I'm laughing right now. Oh god.
I'm laughing because I'm picturing her beating him with a giant fucking moth.
I can too. And I can just picture the scenario in my head of the husband or the spouse, whatever, realizing that he done fucked up and that he needs to leave and go. And I can just so see that in my head. Whoo.
So he does get up. He is still on the phone with the aunt because the aunt was pretty much like, keep me on the phone. She did not want him to hang up. He throws some stuff together. Again, keep in mind, he has all his stuff in the house. So he basically packed like 2 bags worth of clothes. And he was limping around, and I'm sitting in the hallway watching him like a probation officer. So he's limping around, and I'm looking at the condition of the bedroom. This is when I noticed Legion had been semi-bedridden. Remember, I told y'all that because the knee and other stuff. I look at this bottles of Powerade.
I know where this is
He had been
going.
drinking Powerade so much at this point. He was not getting up to go to the bathroom. He was drinking the Powerade and then using the empty bottles to pee in.
Oh god. Ugh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh god, that's so gross.
Yeah, it's...
That's disgusting. That is disgusting. Oh god. Was he Asmongold? Does he just pee in bottles and keep them in his room? That's
apparently so.
I think the peeing in bottles thing is just like there are just some guys who think that's fun. I feel like I've met men of all ages who like will be like, oh, one day I just didn't feel like getting up, so I just peed in a bottle, and I'm just like,
no, but
I've had to do it a couple times.
Mr. Huck's claim to fame is that he peed off of a concrete brick wall, and that's his claim to fame. He went all the way to the top and peed off of it. That's his claim to fame.
Nice.
my ex-husband
For freedom?
the one plant we managed to keep alive by one day not being able to wait the 5 minutes until I got out of the bathroom and peeing into it. Instead, he's like, "Oh, they said that it has like good nutrients. If you dilute it, you really just dump ammonia into one plant."
Oh Jesus Christ! Did it have?
Did the plant survive?
Did the plants have?
No, it died. He killed it.
Oh,
did your pee? Did the pee have electrolytes in it?
shit.
No, apparently that you get your plant it you have to dilute it like a lot. Like when they say like put your pee in there, it's like literally like I don't know, like a tablespoon for like a gallon of water. Like he basically put bleach on it.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Don't pee in the plant.
PSA: don't pee in your plants. Exactly.
PSA.
It's about 6 bottles around the bed, and I was like, "What is this?" Because again, I hadn't really been going in that room. I was busy being CIA, FBI, and Homeland Security for the past 2 weeks. So I was like, what is this? He was like, I'm gonna throw it out. He grabbed the trash bag, put the bottles in there, and I said, what are in those bottles? I said, tell me. And I think I started like twitching. Like, tell me. That is not piss in those bottles. He was like, I couldn't make it to the bathroom. I was in too much pain. So at this point, I'm even more like, yeah, get the fuck out. Get out. Get out of my house. So I helped him while he was packing his bags. I went downstairs,
and you can see how angry she's getting just telling this story.
I went back upstairs. He had his 2 bags. I grabbed the 2 bags. Yes, I did. I grabbed the 2 bags. I had opened up the garage. I had already popped the trunk for his car and threw the bags in the car. I did that because I was like, you getting out of this house. You getting out of this house today. You can't come back. You can't come back ever. So it took him about 2 hours from the time of I will beat you like the bitch you are for him to actually leave the house. Again, I'm calm telling y'all this story. It was not calm in the house. So he eventually puts on some sweatpants. Now I can really see how much weight he's lost. But he puts on some sweatpants. He puts on a shirt. He's limping down. He's like, you really gonna kick me out on my birthday?
Oh!
I just looked at him. Opened the door. He went through the garage, got into his car, called, his aunt was still on the phone, and she was like, I'm gonna send you some money. And that's the part I was like, clearly he has the money. Like, you ain't gotta send him money. He doesn't even have to go to Philly. He can just go get a hotel for now. I don't care what he does. He just gotta leave his house. So he ends up getting in the car, driving off. My mom calls and she's just like, is he still there? I said no. I had not told her what all he had lied about. Even in the midst of me being angry and me going off, I never told him that I spoke to the ex-wife. I never told him I knew he was lying about the stepdaughter, because then he would have asked how, what makes you say that? So I did keep my word. I never told him I spoke to her. So he eventually left. I text a friend of mine. I texted my landlord. I said, I have an emergency. I need to know if it is okay to get the locks changed. Landlord was like, that's fine. My landlord was super cool. Shout out to Mr. Patel. I went to Home Depot, bought brand new locks. Text a friend of mine, asked him, when you get off work, can you please come by my house? I need the locks changed today. So he was like, oh, okay, what's going on? I said, I'll explain it later. So to give you a timeline of June 17th, when I asked him about San Diego State and I told him that I know you've never even been to California, that was about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. By the time he left the house, it was maybe going on noon, 1 o'clock. So this happened pretty quickly. If you're wondering, why did you even ask him? I already knew that I wanted out. I knew that. But for some reason, a part of me was like, let's just see if he'll be honest just one last time. And he wasn't. And it sent me into a rage. And then he lied to his aunt, saying, I ain't never lied to her. And that sent me over the edge. So by 1 o'clock, by 1:30, he was gone. By 2:30, I had done a pretty good job of cleaning up the bedroom. He had thrown away the Powerade bottles. So I didn't have to touch those. I stripped the sheets. Anything that he touched in that bedroom, I stripped the sheets, threw them in the trash bag, threw them out in the trash can. And so most of this was adrenaline. Adrenaline was pushed because I hate packing. I hate doing all that stuff. I went on Amazon. I ordered oversized, large tote bags because I was packing up all his shit.
Oh, okay. All right. Do we want... So I guess we'll end it here then. No. You want to keep going?
No, I do. I want to end it here.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll go ahead and end it here.
Important question.
Yes, go ahead.
What?
Does everyone have somebody that they could call to come to their house to change their door locks like that? Like, I don't have that friend. Am I supposed to have that friend?
I mean, it'd be
there's
helpful.
your life lesson for the day. Yes, make that friend.
Yes, that'd be helpful. Yeah, I mean, yes,
there's also instructions in the new lock. Yeah.
There you go.
No, yes, I would do it myself.
Instructions are really, really straightvery.
My thing is,
that's true.
I live in New York. Like, do you know the level of effort it takes to call somebody to come to your place? Like, that's...
Really?
I would have to buy them dinner. Like,
really?
Not that I wouldn't, I'm just saying.
Oh. It would really take that much effort, you think?
Oh my god.
Look, alright.
And then to come to my house to change the door locks? That seems like a lot of work.
Okay, Toxic is foaming at the mouth. Okay, you listen, go.
Okay.
You go.
I'll say this. I'll plug and I'll leave. Okay. Life advice: Brick isn't too far. All right, just call Brick. He can fix anything.
True.
Go subscribe to Toxic Pip.
I have heard that Brick does live in my general vicinity. Yeah.
Yes. Everyone, go subscribe to my channel. Video tomorrow. That's all I have to care to say. KHuck will plug the other thing, and that's all I got. Bye, guys.
Okay.
Had fun.
Bye.
Bye,
Ah.
Toxic.
God damn
Do you
it.
guys even know what it is that he's going to go do? That he's
Yes,
so excited
yes,
about that's
he's-
wrestling related?
Yes, it's WWE. It's Raw. Raw's on tonight. It's Monday Night Raw. That's why.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's Monday Night Raw. He's been foaming at the mouth for like the last literally 3 hours, 2 hours maybe, give or take, wanting to watch this. So yeah,
Isn't
I
it
told.
over already? It's like 11:30. Doesn't it?
Well,
doesn't it,
no,
like-
he. I did tell him that we would be done by at least 11:30, 10:30 my time. So we went a little bit over, but that's okay. We were in the ballpark. That's all right. That's okay. So we made it a little bit over, but that's okay. No, he'll be fine. But no, he had planned it out to watch this afterwards anyway, so it's fine. But no, he'll be
What do you
okay.
mean you tortured the man?
Apparently.
Put up with it this whole time.
Apparently. No, I appreciate him. Thank you, Toxic. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and end it here. We'll do part 35 through whatever we get to next time. Yeah, well, I think I don't know, ladies, you want to continue this? Gigi, you want to join us next time we do if you can?
Sure. Depend on when it is. Maybe.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Cool.
This is fun.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, we would love to have your input, of course. You are always welcome. But yeah, we'll what do we got going on this week, ladies? We got Nerdy Live this week, right? Are we all going to be there this week? I know I am.
I could probably make at least one.
I'm gonna be there.
Yes, I will. I'm hoping to be there Wednesday for sure, if not for sure Thursday. Gigi, what you got going on, my dear? Besides Nerdy Live stuff, you got any streams tomorrow?
I might. There might be some Nazi killing.
There
Let's
might
go.
be some Nazi killing.
Nazi
Now
killing.
it'll be on
Fun.
school. Yes. So go check that out.
And I'll
Squad-
try to do a nerdy live because as I have incited a coup to make nerdy things cuter, I have to find
True.
other things to decide that are going to be cute.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
figure it
fair
out.
enough. Okay, there you go. Well, I plan on being there Wednesday. If Wednesday doesn't end up working out, then I for sure plan on being there Thursday. So yes, I understand. But yeah, no, we're just gonna go ahead and end it here. But thanks for coming out, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for all the
Yeah, for
support.
sure.
Let's see here. What else do we have going on here? Oh yes, real quick before I go, I did get confirmation from Toxic tonight that the latest episode of What the Huck will be dropping on Wednesday. It'll drop on
Nice.
Wednesday, I believe, at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, or possibly 7 Eastern, 6 Central. I'm not sure. Around that time frame is when it will be dropped, so keep a lookout for that. Go obviously subscribe to Still Connected. DG, when are we gonna get you over to Still Connected?
Oh, I don't know.
We'll
I
figure
don't
out
know,
something for you.
But there was a missed opportunity because, as Squatchin already knows, I'm very disappointed that I was not on the No Name podcast to talk about Degrassi. So
I know. I had no
Oh,
idea you knew
yes.
what it was. Or else we
Oh,
would've
yes.
pulled you in.
there will be opportunities, but who knows when.
Okay, yeah, I gotcha. I understand. Yeah, we'll figure out something for you, I'm sure. If not, Nerdy and I can figure something out, or Mr. Huck and I can figure something out for you, or whenever Squatchin and Empress can get together, they can make it up to you. I think that should happen.
Yeah.
What-
True,
yeah,
we could make Squatchin watch all of Degrassi. It'll be fun. Yeah.
That's a lot of episodes.
That
It
is
is a lot of episodes, and then that means I'd also have to watch them. So you're pretty safe from that.
Well, how many seasons are there of it?
A lot.
The
I mean, I don't
first
know,
one
but a lot.
started in the 70s.
Really?
For real?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
9? Empress covers it in the episode.
Oh, I did not know that either. I
Let
thought
me
that
double
it sta-
check. Let me
I'm
double
so
check.
out of pot, man. Are you asking me to remember things? Excuse you.
True. No, I thought that
Violation
it
of my
because
culture.
well, no, because I remember watching it or hearing of it anyway in like the late 90s, early 2000s is when I first heard of it. Possibly. I think is around that time frame, but that was around the Nickelodeon era of and all that of like Drake and Josh and all that, which we will also get into more later if we want to. We can cover more of that.
Mm-hmm.
Did you while I got you real quick, have you watched Quiet on the Set or Quiet on Set?
No, I've heard that said, but I have literally no idea what it is.
Oh, it's it's bad. It's essentially a documentary. It's on HBO Max. That or just Max now, I think is what it's called. Where they go over like what happened to like the children's actors on like certain Nickelodeon shows. It's yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad news bears. I've only seen the first episode so far because that's all I could really stomach. I have not had the yeah, it's pretty bad. I've heard that it gets way worse after that and I'm scared. So that's why I've been kind of avoiding it a little bit, but I also kind of want to watch it just to watch it and just because I'm intrigued, but yeah. So yeah, if you have a strong stomach and if you think you can handle it, I suggest you can watch it. But other than that, if you don't think you can, don't watch it. Don't watch it, because even the first episode had my stomach turning.
Yeah, I'm really not one.
Yeah.
Kind of
Oh, well, there you go. Okay, yeah, then avoid it at all costs. Yeah, then avoid it at all costs. But all right, ladies. Well, thank you guys again for joining me tonight. You guys will be streaming tomorrow night, so go check that out on Squatchin's channel. Her link is obviously in the description, and go support these two lovely ladies. And I appreciate you both, and you guys have a good night. We'll talk to you guys again soon.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Love you both. Bye. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys again for coming out here tonight. Greatly appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I don't know when we'll be streaming again this week. We will try to shoot for Thursday, hopefully, is what I'm shooting for, but I'm not 100% certain. Tomorrow and Wednesday, we will obviously Squatchin and Gigi are going to be streaming, and Toxic's going to be busy with other stuff, and I will be too. But as far as other streams go for the rest of the week, be on the lookout for possibly Thursday. I'm not sure what we'll do for Thursday, so we'll just have to play it by ear and see what happens. I'm thinking of potentially going over the Dark Viper AU stuff, potentially, maybe. I don't know. Again, I haven't quite decided on that one because I don't know how much I want to get into that, but we'll see. We'll see. So, be on the lookout for that, guys. Yeah, like I said, be on the lookout for the latest What the Huck episode. That will drop on Wednesday. So, yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys again so much for coming out. Appreciate it. And you guys all have a great night. Bye, guys.
Watch me as I take off. I'll be working until I have all of my days off. Then I'm surfing in California when I'm paid off. I'll be blurring my vision, sipping on that bass sauce. La da da, watch out, I'm coming, yeah. I know, I'm a hustler, I go. Got me running, got me gunning for thrones. I won't go back, no pass, flow past so fast. I'm gone, grow fast, big splash, all cash. Like watch me as I take off. I'll be working until I have all of my days off. Then I'm surfing in California when I'm paid off. I'll be blurring my vision, sipping on that bass sauce. La da da, I'll be eating Kobe steak hot. La da da, got that fish sushi grade raw. La la la, I'm on vacation, I'ma stay off. La la la, now I'm taking all my days off. La la la, yeah, I'll be in the top spot, putting work in, cause I'ma be a boss, in a penthouse, jacuzzi, turn it hotter. On the roof, waiting for me is a chopper. Cha cha cha, I'm living living in a daydream. Yeah, it may seem, but I manifest this every day. See, I got things I've been working on daily, and I stack it all up till it's mainstream. I got the attitude, do what I have to do to be the best in the game. Got gratitude, no bad mood, just fab views. Ooh. Watch me as I take off. I'll be working until I have all of my days off. Then I'm surfing in California when I'm paid off. I'll be blurring my vision, sipping on that bass sauce. La da da, watch out, I'm coming, yeah. Blow up, yeah, I just wanna blow up, yeah, I just wanna